for Neely. Back to Wesley on the line. Now for Ray Bourque. Bourque across. Neely scores! Cam Neely from Ray Bourque makes it 4-3 on the 4th power play.
So the Bruins were off and running. Their first test was a big one, and they responded, knocking off Mario Lemieux and the Pittsburgh Penguins at Boston Garden before a full house. It was Mike Milbury's first win in the NHL, and for the new Bruins coach, it truly was a night to remember.
Here's Brown. Shot to score! Brown zipped that one into the corner to make it 2-1 on a power play goal.
Saturday night was a different story, as last season's Adams Division doormats, the Quebec Nordiques, played a disciplined brand of hockey against the Bruins, running off with a 4-1 win. Levy's new offensive style attack produced 39 shots on goal, but Ron Tugnut got in front of 38, stoning the Bees at most every turn, and backstopping Quebec to a win over Boston. Tonight, our old friends from the north, the Montreal Canadiens, come into the Garden for the first time this year. Last season, the Habs sent the Bruins packing by winning the division finals in 5 games. This year, many of the old faces are gone from the Montreal squad. Larry Robinson is now in L.A. Bob Gainey is in France. But don't be fooled, this collection of Canadiens is as tough and talented as ever. Tonight, the Boston Bruins start a new chapter in an old rivalry against the Montreal Canadiens. Live on NESN. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Boston Garden, where tonight the Bruins and Canadiens stage round 1 of their scheduled 8-round regular season card. Canadiens, as we have mentioned, missing a lot of key people, but they also have a way of year after year coming up with people to replace them. Youngsters like centerman Stefan Lebeau and right winger Tom Chorsky. They figure to plan heavily tonight on how the Bruins play the hockey game. The Bruins, a very important game for them. Not just because it's the Canadiens, but because this is the final game before their 6-game road trip, and the Bruins would like a little momentum going out on the road. For a closer look at this one, let's go up to the booth right now with Fred and Derek.
Thank you, Dave. And you talk about injuries. Montreal Canadiens can't believe that they are this riddled. Carbonneau and McPhee, Naslund and Skrudland, 4 key players, certainly. And they go for a lot of balance. And they'll have some newcomers who are promising. But the Bruins are missing 4 key players, too, in their lineup.
Well, we're missing the mobility of our defense with Michael Talvin and Gordy Kluzak. They add an awful lot back there. When you don't have them, you know, the Montreal Canadiens are suffering the same thing. When they don't have these guys, a lot of the balance goes. The eagerness, enthusiasm, skating skills, and talent, however, will still be there on both sides.
Well, the Bruins power play looking good in the first 2 games, even though they got only 1 goal against the Quebec Nordiques, out by Craig Janney. Cam Neely certainly a factor on it. Also a penalty killer this year.
Cam Neely has gotten some ice time up at penalty killing. It is not an easy chore as Cam would like to think. He's asked about it. He's been challenged about it. He can learn to play it. He has to stop a lot more than he normally would. If he wants to come in and just turn and try to be gliding like he is in an offensive position, he's going to get caught. But Cam Neely's presence out there is certainly intimidating at all times, so that's going to help him.
Well, the Montreal Canadiens have their injuries. A big cheer for the Bruins as they come on the ice. For the Montreal Canadiens, though, a solid defenseman still back, and really a team leader, Chris Chelios.
Chris Chelios, Norris Trophy winner. That says it all. They're going to put an awful lot on him. He's going to get an awful lot of ice time. He can handle the puck. The thing is, what you're going to have to do to kind of negate Chelios is get on his partner. His partner is going to be the Lume or someone that maybe he hasn't played with as often. He's going to be the swing man on probably 3 sets of defense. You got to take the body on Chelios early and try to tire him out and get this game in a position in the 3rd period you can take it away.
We'll have the opening face-off in just a moment.
NESN's exclusive presentation of Boston Bruins hockey is brought to you in part by Bud Light. Everything else is just a light. And by Nissan, building cars for people who want more than just the means of getting from here to there. Nissan, built for the human race. And by Sullivan Tire Family Car Care Centers, because family spirit is what Sullivan is all about. And by your New England area Century 21 offices. Put your trust in #1, Century 21. And by Harvard Community Health Plan. Smart choice. Hello again, afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the Boston Garden. Boy, this is almost like the Valley of the Wounded. When you take a look at who isn't playing, there's almost more who aren't than who are playing tonight. The Boston Bruins without Kenny Linsman, Nevin Marquardt, Michael Telvin, Brickley, Galley. Kekalina will not dress tonight. Byers, Johnston, Shue is out, Miller. However, Ray Neufeld has been called up. Jim Weimer and John Carter also in uniform tonight. Neufeld will wear 19, Weimer 30, and Carter 31. Montreal without Carbonneau, Naslund, Desjardins. Bruin killer Mike McPhee is out tonight. Brian Skrudland is out tonight. And the rookie, Stéphane Lebeau, will not play. And I think that's a wise move on Pat Burns' part, Derek, coming in here. Apparently LeBeau is on the ice. He was listed as a scratch. He's a finesse player. This is his first trip into the small confines of the Garden. It might be a wise choice to not give him too many shifts tonight.
Well, he's young. He's very offensive-minded, very fancy. A ton of goals last year, so it'll be a test for him.
Well, with the teams at their blue lines and the officials at center ice, that means it's time for Rene Rancourt to take front and center stage and sing the Canadian and the American national anthems.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of thy sons' command. With glowing heart we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free, from far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Nicely done, Rene Rancourt. All right, let's take a look at the officials for tonight's game. Your referee, Dave Newell. His linesmen will be Kevin Collins and Mark Vines. Brian Hayward will man the Montreal net tonight. Patrick Roy playing very well in the early going, but Hayward will get the start tonight. Derek, watching Hayward in practice this morning, you think he's vulnerable stick side, huh?
We got to watch him, Dave, for about 20 minutes, and everybody that came in and snapped a little wrist shot, he wasn't moving well to his right. He kind of gave you his trapper side, hoping that you'd go for it. Can really catch the puck well. But he might be a little vulnerable on that stick side. Sure, you know, you want to just fire a few shots there early.
Reggie making his first start of the season. There's a banner up here in the Garden for him. He's ready to go. The teams are ready to go, and we're set to go. Here's Fred.
And Bobby Gould is at center. Ray Neufeld up from the Maine Mariners at right wing. Luke Crawford at left wing. This is a tough guy line here for the Boston Bruins. Mike Milbury starting them. And we'll see some aggressive play, but Lemieux is out there. There's Neufeld bumping Smith. Smith gets it free to Jocelyn Lemieux. The shot and the save right off the bat. Heavy hitting by Lemieux in deep, and he gets the puck behind the net. Puts it right in front at the crease. The Bruins can't get a handle to it, and finally it's batted out, and Gould breaks. But behind the play, some rough stuff. It was sure to develop, and it was sure to involve Claude Lemieux.
Luke Crawford is going to go off alone for cross-checking Lemieux. Lemieux, stick in the face type of act.
This is Claude's first outing of the year. 28 seconds in, he's already involved in something. That's an interesting line combination. Bobby Smith between the two Lemieux.
They got some great outside speed there.
Oh, yeah.
Bobby Smith, great puck handler.
Boy, if they can get themselves open, he'll get the puck to him for sure.
Well, what you don't want to get is get down early. It's right here in front of the crease. Right there. Totally unnecessary, really. Lou just wanted to give him a shot early. Make sure he knew he was in the game. Just got caught for it, that's all.
And very quickly, a power play for the Montreal Canadiens. And they have Stephen Lebeau, 70 goals at Sherbrooke in Akron Hockey League. Mike Miller, of course, Mike Milbury saw him operate there. This is Lebeau up to Corson on the left side. Power play right off the bat for the Canadiens. Hustling in Richer, back for Carpenter. Carpenter trying to move it up the boards. Can't. Wesley tries up the boards. And he is stopped. Kept in deep. Happening for it. Bork now in the corner. Now behind the net, Richer. Richer, move on Bork. Bork breaks him up. Bruins can't clear it. Svoboda kept it in, but Carpenter, a good hit on Svoboda. And he's broken up and the Bruins clear it. Opening minutes, and the Canadiens with a power play right off the bat as Lou Crawford is sent to the penalty box for a cross check. And Chris Chelios starts it away. The pass too far ahead of Stephen Richer, and Wesley breaks it up. Canadiens regroup. Corson wraps it in. Ray Bork quickly on it. Picks the opening. Chelios watched by Gould now. Bobby Gould, along with John Carter, making his debut this year for the Bruins. Svoboda rushes. Clear in. Wemblin trying to move it out. Chelios right there to keep it in. Fires it front block. Lebeau gets the rebound. Lebeau, a rookie, second game NHL to Richer. In front, tough angle, and Wemblin ready for it. As Richer tried to put that one home. And Richer gets it again. Now forced back. Lines up the forehand. Drops it away for Svoboda. Back to Richer. All the way across to Chelios. A drive. A save. The rebound. Fought for in front. Rolled wide by Shane Corson, who had a bid on the rebound. Bruins trying to defense the power play of the Canadiens and break it up, and Carter does. Wesley gives it off to Bork, and Bork clears it. 12 seconds. Oh, Corson had a great chance on a rebound, but he missed the net, and he was in close. Breaking, Svoboda leads a four-man rush over the line. Fires and just missed. Hayward banging his stick, saying, watch the defense when the Bruins come back, and Crawford is out. And Joyce trying to break. He's checked by Gilchrist. Turn, Quentel broke it up. Quentel loses it. Lume now, defenseman, second-year man for Montreal. And Keane wraps it in from the right wing side. Rolls near the net. Walter trying to get it. And finally, it is taken over by Craig Janney. No score. 3 minutes played, first period. And the Bruins surviving 3 shots by the Canadiens on the power play. Alan Peterson, a long shot wide of Hayward. Bruins battle to keep it in. Quentel, a shot deflected into the stands off Walter, and a face-off call. Score of Boston nothing, Montreal nothing. Back on NESN at the Garden in a moment.
Big opportunity for the Montreal Canadiens. Reggie down on the rebound that came out in front, Derek. Right here, he'll dive in anticipation, but it was blocked, and now look. He's down in the top half of the net's open. Fortunately, they didn't hit the net.
What he expected to do was to get down and smother the immediate quick release shot when that never came. And then he anticipated it, and then he was really vulnerable.
Good play by Bork to keep it in. Bork firing it up. Wheeler keeps it in. Heavy action Action in the corner by Neely, and it's taken over by Lume. Round the board. Weimer, left point. Shot right on a save by Brian Hayward. And Neely banging into Walter. Lume takes it again. Forechecking by Boston. Keane is hit by Weimer. The puck rolls out to center ice. Bork breaks it up on Gilchrist. Weimer, a pass stopped by Lume. Lume breaks over the line. The play offside. The shot handled by Lemlin anyway.
Derek, I noticed earlier when Cam first came on the ice, he had only been on the ice for 3 or 4 seconds. Gilchrist sticked him and tried to tie him up. Then Keane did the same thing. Obviously, they're going to try to rattle Cam and get him off.
Well, what they did is they woke him up. Now he's going to start hitting people. I wouldn't wake Neely up if you didn't have to. Right here, Weimer just laid out 3 good checks. Cam Neely there with Walter. Walter didn't see him at first, and he wasn't too happy with that.
Ryan's a pretty tough dude in his own right.
Ryan is very tough, man.
Russ Courtnall on the draw. Back to Svoboda. No score in the game. Got about 4 minutes played. Greg Hogwood looking for Bob Sweeney. It rolls in wide all the way to Hayward. Hogwood clears it to the boards. Carpenter bangs to keep it in. Hayward clears it in for Burridge. Burridge in the corner. Trying to maneuver. Checked on the play. Gets it on a pass off. Now it's back for Burridge. In front, shoots, save by Hayward, the second time, with Burridge getting the opportunity. Puck cleared back to the Boston line. All good with it. Up for Burridge, who had a scoring chance. Over the line for Carpenter. Carpenter off for Sweeney, and just behind him as he cut it alone on the left wing side. Trying to get the forehand shot away, reaching back, couldn't reach it. And back comes Martinson for Montreal. In the center ice, they break with Courtnall. Courtnall's pass checked by Hogwood into the corner. What for there? The Bruins have it. Carpenter out with Hogwood. Hogwood over the line, moving well into the corner against Chelios. Tries to center it. It is blocked. Goes to the other corner. Lou Crawford bangs into a Canadian, and the Canadians break. Chelios with it with Courtnall. Chelios a shot. A save. Lemlin covers up.
Bob Gould with an excellent job of filling in for Greg Hogwood. Stood up on Chelios, was not going to give him much.
With the score of Boston nothing, Montreal nothing. We'll return in a moment.
I think Mike Nobre has the right idea, putting Randy Burridge out with Bobby Carpenter.
Yeah, I think they're an excellent pair together. Randy Burridge, a digger. Bobby Carpenter, very good with the puck. Gets it to him here. Randy just didn't get it through the legs. He was going 5-hole and nothing occurred. Can't get too fine.
Bobby Smith against Bobby Gould. Face off to the left of Lemlin. 5 minutes played. First period, no score. Back to Chelios. The shot missed the net. Behind the net, Claude Lemieux. Wheels off the off-wing side. Gets it away now to Jocelyn Lemieux. Peterson knocked down Claude Lemieux. He's back up. He has it. It's back to Lefebvre. He missed it. He was checked by Neufeld. The loose puck taken by Gould. A breakout for Boston. It is Neufeld. A shot. A save. A rebound. Jammed wide. A penalty coming up on the Canadiens as the Bruins attack. And now the call. Canadiens cut. And a little jamming here. Ready. Lefebvre. New defenseman. Everybody really with short fuses in this one. A typical Montreal-Boston encounter. And the Bruins will have a power play.
They had a situation in Providence, Dave. I think that Richer running Neely. Bork standing up for him. Let's send that message early. Opportunity.
Claude Lemieux is the guy who's going to go. He elbowed Stefan Quintal. They may call it a high stick instead, but a great opportunity as Hayward loses his footing after making the initial stop. 2 minutes. Talked to Chris Chelios this morning, and we'll have a chance to talk to him between the second and third periods. I asked him about 2 preseason games between the rivals, followed by 2 early season back-to-back games. I said, is that too much hockey this early for this rivalry? He says there's always going to be intensity. There's always going to be a great rivalry. There's always going to be a degree of bad blood. He says, I don't think it's that bad an idea.
Nah, get it over with.
What's 2 more hockey games in the preseason when you've got 8 in the regular and hopefully another 7 in the postseason?
Gets a fan's peak for the season, too. 2 big games. They loom big, Dave. You do not want to lose 2 against Montreal in this position, then go on a long road trip. Ideal situation, of course, would be to win both of them. That'll set them off on the right foot for the road.
Bruins will be in the Forum Wednesday night to kick off that road trip.
And on the injuries, it's Guy Carbonneau out. Of course, he's their #1 penalty killer, out for 2 to 3 weeks. Injury to the lateral ligament of his right knee, suffered on October 7th against Buffalo. Brian Skrudland will miss approximately 10 days with a sprained left ankle. Mats Naslund, day-to-day basis. He's not a penalty killer, of course, but a goal scorer. Right shoulder bothering him. In practice today, Mike McPhee came up lame, so he is out.
Of course, when you lose Carbonneau, you not only lose your top penalty killer, as Fred said, in the center of your checking line. Derek, we were talking this morning, you lose a very important guy anytime you drop the puck to face it off.
Excellent on face-offs. Guy Carbonneau is in the Carpenter category. He's amongst one of the best in the league. And then when you get possession of the puck, you have 80-some face-offs a game. That's a lot of possession time if you win them all. So they're extremely important all over the ice.
Gilchrist wins this one and wraps it around the board. Bork able to keep it in, at the right point. In for Neely. Neely pinned on the boards, battling for it. Now Janney gets it free. Craig Janney operating in that familiar right wing position. Fired it across. Wesley anchored right there. Couldn't connect with it. Try to redirect it. And they'll use that a lot. And Ryan Gilchrist works it out. He's on with Keane as the penalty killer. 1:35 left on the Boston power play. The Canadiens had one. The Bruins killed it off. And a lead for Neely. Left wing side. Drops it for Carpenter. Carpenter checked by Gilchrist, though. Gilchrist gets it and clears it. Ray Bork is on with Glenn Wesley up front. Janney, Carpenter, and Neely. And away comes Janney. Checked immediately. Quickall gets it. Lost it. Good looking for a hit. Neely takes a hard hit from Chelios. Ludwig clears it around. Wesley keeps it in. Janney at the line. The pass up stopped by Chelios, and it's cleared out. Bruins without a shot on the first minute in the power play here. 13:35 left in the first period. No score. Boston and Montreal. Ray Bork starts it up. On is Sweeney now. Peter Doris. Newcomer moves in. Hayward moves it away. Janney trying to keep it in. Bork does. Right point man. Cross left point for Hogwood. A pass tried and intercepted by the Canadiens and deflected into the stands by Ryan Walton.
Well, if this first Bruin power play is any indication, the Canadiens are going to try to pitch up along the boards up high, forcing the Bruins to unload that puck quickly down low and then react to it.
What they have is they have the advanced scouting like everyone else. They've seen what the Bruins have wanted to do in this power play. When you get 5 in your first game, that'll send a scout out for your next one in Quebec. Take a little drive up the road and find out what the Bruins have got going for them on this power play. They are, Dave, going to try to take the points away, make them to force the puck down low.
And the line, Sweeney, Doris on the left, Burridge on the right. The draw to Ray Bork. He stays out there with Hogwood. Bork now cuts back to set the play. And he's broken up by Ryan Walter, another of the top defensive specialists. 12th year National Hockey League. And away comes Bob Sweeney on Ludwig. Cuts in front, drops it for Bork. Bork, screenshot. It struck Bob Sweeney, went wide. Bork gets it near the net. Behind the net, nice move. Slides it back for Hogwood. Back for Bork. Bork up at the front line. Bob Sweeney covering for him. And the puck is cleared out. Hogwood bats it into the Boston zone. The penalty up. And the Canadiens did not miss Carbonneau, Gainey, or any of their other specialists. McPhee, good defensive player. As the Bruins now find the game back at full strength. 12:32 left for a period, no score. Lume hit by Burridge in deep, broken up. Gould with it. Gould behind the net, rolls to the corner, puts it in front. It is knocked away. Now John Potter trying to put it in front. Can't do it. Burridge with it. Burridge plays the boards back to Quintal. Back for Burridge. Burridge away for Gould, and he is broken up. The Canadiens break. Gilchrist with it. With Keane on the right. Richer on the left. Keane trying to get the pass. Forced deep by Peterson. Behind the net, Richer with it. No score in the game. The pass in front. Loose. Lemlin covers as he comes out 20 feet and pounces on the puck. A scoreless game. First period. You're watching on NESN.
Well, the Bruin Canadiens game brings out a lot of familiar faces. That's Patriot defensive end Gary Jeter. Trying to help him appreciate what this rivalry was like. I said, just picture a Redskin Giant game.
Right.
The intensity in one of those games.
Up there seems to be enjoying himself.
LeBeau on the draw, but Quintal gets it as Janney gets it to him. And Quintal starting away. Now to Janney. Janney cuts it off to Peterson, who's involved in the play, captures it over the line, and is stopped on the play. Up for Corson, he can't get it. Batted over the line for Joyce, and Neely was in offside. 11:40 left first period, no score. Boston 5 shots, the Canadiens 4. Each team has had a power play.
See Cam skating by Richer.
Menacingly.
Looked like Jaws with that fin cutting through the water.
Cam can't be preoccupied with lacing him. He's got to play his game. Richer will be on the hook eventually in the next 8 games that the Bruins play the Canadiens.
We are into deliberate offsides, abandoned last year. Rarely saw them. This is the second called against the Boston Bruins in their play. The first in this game, and it forces a face-off in the Bruins' end. Ken Cowell trying to work it out, though. And he does. In the center ice to Neely. Neely fires. Ooh, wide. Maybe Hayward got a piece of it just wide of the net. A blistering shot from the blue line by Cam Neely. Peterson rolls it back. Neely hustles in. Gianni gets it, trying to put it in front, lost it in the dribble, now behind the net, still digs for it, trying to get it in front. Joyce there to help out. Gianni fell down, puck goes in front, and it is knocked away by Daigneault. Defenseman up for Richer, he stopped. Daigneault with it, very good offensive defenseman, J.J. Daigneault. Played for Philadelphia and Vancouver. Gianni back. Over the line, the play offside. He's checked by LeBeau, though. Woodley broke the play up. Bruins not getting the bids on Hayward. Back comes Stephen Richer. Tries to line the big one up, and he's stopped by Jim Weimer. Weimer, a 6'4" defenseman who's been around quite a bit. 28 years of age. Called up from Maine. He had figured in 3 goals the other night. Jim Weimer on defense. Signed as a free agent by the Bruins. And he had some size, heft, and experience to the defense. Weimer clears it away now. Hayward playing it, no icing on the play. And with it, Lume gets it out, and a break now for the Canadiens. Over the line, Chorski, a shot just wide. Well set up on that one, and the Bruins break it back. Carpenter center ice with Burridge. Burridge over the line. Burridge closes it. Wrist shot. The puck up straight in front. Batted around, and Sweeney trying to get a handle to it. Can't. Back to the screen, and Hayward is there to block it in front. Bruins dig it free. Sweeney with it in the corner. Sweeney to Burridge wheels it around in the zone. Back to Ray Bourque. Bourque fires in the screen. It's blocked wide by Hayward again. And Boston press, their best pressure of the game. Back comes Martinson. He is stopped. Carpenter with it. Carpenter back for Boston. Flips it in as the Bruins change up. That's a tired line for Boston. Well, they should be. They created a lot of offense. Trying to come out. Players spill to his Chelly Olsen. Back and go. Floats to Hogwood. Up and down the ice it goes. Scoreless. And Carter over the line. Carter with Gould. Cuts wide. Still going. Drops it to Hogwood. Hogwood the backhander in. Carter behind the net. Carter trying to make the play in front. And net dislodged. Whistle. And with the score, Boston nothing, Montreal nothing. Back at the moment.
Well, Derek, John Carter didn't know the cage was off the moorings.
No one did at this juncture. When Carter picks up the puck behind the net, there it is, a great save by Hayward with his right leg. He gets it with his left leg here. Now that gets knocked down in front as well. It goes back behind the net. Bobby Sweeney's got it. Here's the shot coming through. There's the right leg coming out. That was wide. So that was
looked like it may have hit Sweeney.
Looked like a lot better shot.
Bruins up to 9 shots, 4 for the Canadiens as the Bruins are creating an attack now, involving those defensemen who move up, even Alan Peterson, as they start out of their zone. A pass up for Carter, and he tips it in all the way to Hayward. Bert LaFave. Dave trying to clear it out. Right point kept in by Wesley. Wrist shot, quick one. It was high, and the Canadiens break 4 men up the ice. On the left, it is Joshua Lemieux off for Bobby Smith. Smith's up angle shot blocked in front, and Gould back together. Wesley with it. And a penalty on the Montreal Canadiens coming up. Delayed call at center ice. Hogwood clears it in. And the second power play for Boston coming up.
Lemieux, I think, high stick.
Elbow.
Greg Hogwood. Gonna call it an elbow, you think?
Yep.
High stick. There's a lot of things you could have called it.
Claude looking around and said, he's not saying me, is he? Claude's trying to hide behind Jocelyn and Mark Vines, but Dave Newell knew exactly who he wanted.
I'll tell you this, Pat Burns is going to be very upset. He keeps on coming up with these high sticks. He thought Hogwood was going to hit him. Hardwick being shorter, I really thought maybe Lemieux's going to get somebody in the chest.
You have to get way down low to get Augie on the chest.
Yeah.
A face-off coming up in the Montreal zone now. The second penalty of the game to Lemieux and the Canadiens. Boston's second power play. Montreal has had one. 8:37 left in the first period. And the Bruins, with the line of Carpenter, along with Burridge and Bob Sweeney, really created some havoc in front of Brian Hayward, setting up the defenseman Ray Bourque for some scoring bids. And that added to the shots on net. Carpenter out there now for the faceoff against Gilchrist. Again, Brent Gilchrist wins it for Ludwig around Bourque, able to keep it in for Neely. Neely trying to get free on the right wing boards and move off those boards. Closes himself, now cuts back. Gives it off to Carpenter. Carpenter to Janney behind the net. Janney, stick-handling, maneuvering, trying to put it in front. Can't do it. Now down. Neely scores! Neely from Janney and Carpenter. Power play goal. 1-0 Boston.
It looked almost as if when Bobby Carpenter came across and went down low, it distracted the Montreal D. They forgot all about Cam Neely.
They did. What it is Carpenter's movement causes it all to happen. He goes back behind the net to help out Janney. The guy in front of the net, who's Carpenter's assignment, where is he? And that confused the Canadiens somewhat. You're going to watch it here. Goes back behind the net to Janney. Now Carpenter goes to the net, doesn't get it. Sees Janney in a little trouble. Now it comes out front. You got Neely's all alone, but no one picked up Cam Neely. One, because it's Cam Neely. You pick him up, you're also going to draw a lot of anger there. You're looking to say maybe I can get away with it and let somebody else take him.
It looked like Mike Keane that allowed Neely to get in front of him. He should have been in front of Cam and prevented him from setting up.
When you're Neely, you get away with that a lot. When a finesse player who isn't a hitter wouldn't.
Here comes Richer back over the line. A shot blocked by Weimer into the stands on a face-off called. 8:05 left, first period, 1-0 Boston. Up to 10 shots to 4 for the Montreal Canadiens.
Well, it means a lot to this Boston club to get the lead in this hockey game.
Weimer impresses tonight.
Oh, he's been a tough, strong defenseman. Here's another angle of the goal.
Janney. There it goes back. Now Carpenter is chasing after the puck. No one picks up Neely.
Boy.
To the right of the net, the sliding Ludwig right there was Carpenter's man. But
they give the assist to Bourque. I thought it would be Carpenter. And here's a break by Bob Sweeney over the line, trying to cut in. But in front, he can't do it, and he's flattened for his efforts behind the net. And the puck tied up on the side of the net, called for a face-off.
Bob Sweeney not showing any ill effects of the foot injury that forced him to miss all of training camp. He's moving well on this line. Randy Burridge, we're going to talk to him coming up in intermission. He makes everybody on his line move well.
He does. He's just a joy to play with. Dave, we talked this morning about if I had a line to pick of guys to play with, I would have loved to play with Burridge and Ricky Middleton. Like you said, I don't know if I could have kept up with the two of them.
You'd be throwing out a galley hook there, trying to grab the pants of somebody and stay with them.
Slow down, boys.
Boston leads 1-0. Cam Neely to score his third of the year. And the Bruins without a goal in regulation. 7 power play goals.
Hard to believe.
On the season. None in regulation. None shorthanded. Burridge fights in deep. Checking the play, and Joyce breaks it up. Apples on the boards, and Burridge gets it. Quick pass to Sweeney. Sweeney puts it in front. And it slides across for Corson. Corson hit by Joyce. Loomy trying to put it out, does, off Richer, covered by Boston. Ray Bourque with it. He's on defense with Weimer. And back over the line comes Burridge. Burridge for Joyce. The shot hit the side of the net on a deflection. Not the post. To the right side of Hayward. Fought for behind the net. And on the loose puck, the Canadiens. LeBeau is checked. Heavy hitting by Boston. Intense play by the Bruins. They lead 1-0. And they've outshot Montreal 10-4. 7 minutes left in the first period as Corson breaks it up. He picks up the goal, and Richer plays it himself in deep. Weimer there. Jim Weimer played with 4 other teams, National Hockey League. And a pass away for Burridge. Burridge starts it out. Looking for Rob Sameta. Sameta battling Richer. Richer with it. He's checked by Burridge. And the play is outside. And a hit there on Burridge. Let's see what happens.
Well, Shane Corson Corson is going to be going initially, and then Corson and Crawford will go for getting into it. But the Canadiens, these are some dumb penalties. I mean, this is reminiscent of the playoffs a couple years ago.
They're coming from
veteran players.
Veterans that are supposed to lead the way here, and 2 cheap ones by Lemieux and this silly one by Corson accomplishes nothing. What they are, that shows me that they're a little bit back on their heels and embarrassed.
With the score, Boston 1, Montreal nothing. Back in a moment.
Penalties, 13 minutes, 16 seconds.
Well, there won't be a power play. Lou Crawford's eagerness to come in and help out his teammate has cost the Bruins the power play. Corson gets 2 minutes for cross-checking, as you saw. Then Crawford, who came skating in to challenge Corson, picked up 2 minutes for roughing. Corson does not get 2 for roughing, so they're matching penalties in essence. They'll just cancel each other out. But Lou, I think, came to the building tonight saying, I know the intensity this rivalry is played with, and I want to be intense.
And the Boston line is Bob Carpenter with John Carter on the left and Rod Cimetta on the right, the rookie. In deep, Carter going. Ludwig there. Carpenter in the corner. Carpenter trying to make the play to Cimetta. Cimetta back for Carter. Carter checked, held off by Ludwig, and pinned on the boards, and finally hauled down on the play. And the Canadiens work it out. In the center ice, Chorsky played for the U.S. Olympic team. Back to get the puck from Lemlin is Peterson. Wheels it out for Boston. Carter fires in wide of Hayward. 1-0 the Bruins. 6 minutes left, first period. Bruins forechecking. Kentel kept it in at the line. Carter wasn't ready for it. Carter hit by Svoboda, taken to the boards, but Carpenter pokes it deeper. Ludwig around for Courtnall. He's hit by Kentel and broken up. Kentel puts it in front, rolls all the way back to Janney. Janney fakes his shot, then is upended on the boards by Chorsky. Janney and Chorsky, teammates for the U.S. Olympic team, and a good defensive play by Chorsky. But the Bruins keep the play on the Canadiens' end with forechecking. They've outshot them 10-4. And a steal by Janney. Janney moving in, trying to drop the pass for Neely. Neely gets it behind the net to Janney again. Janney trying to center it, can it roll back for Hunger, a shot, a save. Janney trying to get it free. Some magnificent moves by Craig Janney, and the Canadiens forced to clear it out. 5:18 left. First period, 1-0 Boston. Neely on a power play. Neely is broken up by Courtnall, but Hoggood fires it in. Best defense, a good attack, and the Bruins are keeping it in the Canadian half of the ice. 4 shots up there for Montreal, and it's been that way for about 7-8 minutes. Uncleared is Boston line. Hoggood for Janney. Back for Hoggood. Mobile play. A lead. Peterson for Joyce. Joyce hit by Lefebvre. Keane back. Knocked away by him. Down by Neely. Neely goes to the corner and gets the puck. Now gives it to Janney. Janney checked by Chelios. Neely gets it free. Back for Janney. Janney wheeling. Playing the boards. Checked by Gilchrist. Joyce banging into Chelios. Joyce gets it to Janney in front. It's knocked away by Lefebvre and bounces up to Gilchrist, and the Canadiens work it out. And with it, Richer. He's broken up by Hoggood. Back comes Lefebvre. Center ice. Lefebvre closing. Shooting, and Hoggood breaks it up. And the Bruins break away. Here comes Gould. Straight up the middle. Cuts wide. Fires. It's deflected high by Daigneault into the stand. And face-off call.
Top Amateur Boxing returns to NESN Thursday night, October 12th, with 8 bouts from Lowell Auditorium when Team Lowell and head coach Alexis Arguello takes on Team New England and their coach Vinny Pazienza, all to benefit the Center for Substance Abuse at Lowell General Hospital. That's the Fight for Life Top Amateur Boxing Thursday night, October 12th at 7 p.m. and it's only on NESN.
Here's Janney hit. Now, once he's in motion, he's going to get hit regardless of what happens. Right here, Craig Janney gets the puck. He's going to just try to tuck it into Neely. He knows Neely's coming in. Just never got to him. Montreal Canadiens have all folded down right on top of the crease. So much for shutting off the points. They're all down in front of Hayward. Doesn't leave much room for shooting.
Gould on the faceoff, won by Smith. Lume winding up for the Canadiens. Around the board left point, Jim Weimer keeps it in. His shot blocked in front. And the Canadiens work it out. Up on the left, it is Jocelyn Lemieux to Claude Lemieux. Checked by Bourque. Behind the net to Weimer. Weimer up on the left foot. Carter, and it's out to center ice. With it, Gould. Wheels it in. Going for it, beat it Doris. Doris trying to make the play. Goals behind the net. Carter moving in for the Bruins. Moving well in the Canadian zone. Up is back for Weimer. Weimer, shot, knocked away. And a penalty. A cross-checking on the Canadiens. Carter was flattened. And another power play for Boston with 3:33 left in the first period.
Dave Newell missed the original high elbow on Carter.
Yeah,
Carter,
he did. You're absolutely
Carter
right
instigated
there.
that.
That was Daniel just responding to the elbow he took from Carter. We're going to see the penalty. I don't know if we'll see the non-call or not. There in the corner, down your lower right. That's where Carter came in high on Daniel.
And he gave it back. Right here, Weimer coming in with a shot.
Coach JJ is going to learn, if you're going to retaliate, don't do it 5 feet away from the referee.
Don't do it right after the fact.
This is Boston's third power play of the night. The Canadiens have had one. The Canadiens have done little offensively since the first 5 minutes. The shots are 11-4, but the Canadiens trail by 1 goal. So overall, Pat Burns has to be pleased that it's only 1 goal, as the shots are 11-4 for Boston. Janney fights for the faceoff, but the Canadiens win it. Chelios works it out. Chelios able to tap it in the Boston end. Bourque and Wesley, Janney, Neely, Carpenter. The power play for Boston. They paid off on a score. Neely getting it. Janney firing in. 3:14 left in the period. Chelios is on it again. Cuts away from Neely. Gets it up to Chorsky. Chorsky fires it out. So, in 2 plays, Chelios looking like the all-star defenseman he is. And the Bruins trying to crank up that intensity again as Carpenter races center ice. Too far ahead of Bourque. It's going to be icy. And 1:17 left on the power play. The face-off in the Boston end.
The Children's Museum, located here in Boston at 300 Congress Street, is going to be the site of the 3rd annual Celebrities Against Cancer Night that's coming up Saturday, November 11th. And that is the optional black tie affair that's co-sponsored by Terry O'Reilly and also Jeannie Flynn to benefit the New England Medical Center's adult and children's oncology clinics. And it's going to be an outstanding evening of fun and entertainment. $40 per person, tax deductible. Call 617-438-1359 for more information.
And for Boston, Mike Milbury has Jim Weimer out there with Greg Hoggood playing the points now. And he has Carpenter with Bob Sweeney on the right and Randy Burridge on the left. Carpenter on the faceoff against Gilchrist. Gilchrist pouncing on it. The Bruins finally get it. Gilchrist, a penalty killer, along with Mike Keane. Out comes Hoggood. Hoggood away to Sweeney. Sweeney over the line. Drops it off for Carpenter. The shot, the save, Hayward. And that shot was by Semeta, not Carpenter. Rob Semeta gets the opportunity, and like the good goal scorer he is, he put it on net, and Hayward made the stop.
Rob Semeta, tough angle. Had no options, really. Montreal had cut, taken away the points from him. Tried to get it into the front of the net.
Mike Milbury had Carpenter out for the faceoff, won it, replaced him with Semeta.
Right here you got Semeta across the crease looking for Sweeney. It ended up hitting something. Bounces a right. Brian Hayward right there.
For Montreal, the shots, they look at it. 12-4 for Boston, but only trailing by 1. And the Canadiens know they're always very much in the game. If they can count on the defense, and if the defense is allowing shots, then count on the goaltender. Roy, on this case, Hayward. And Carpenter on the draw now, again, for the faceoff. And it's 1 for Chelios. Chelios down and in to get it. Burridge, Carpenter. Shot, missed the net. 20 feet in front. Picked his spot. Had a brief second to look and missed. Tried to go for the corner. And Sweeney keeps it in. Sweeney back in the corner to Burridge. Burridge holding, trying to get away from Chelios. Battling him all the way is Chelios. He drops it off for Carpenter. Carpenter fakes Chelios. Moves it off on the right in front. Sweeney jammed up, banged around. It's not wide. And Hoggood has moved way in. Hoggood trying to center it. Can't do it. And the Bruins can't make the power play pay off this time. At the point, Jim Weimer now blocks it. Center ice. Carpenter over the line. Looking for Neufeld, who just came on. Hayward pokes it away from him. And Chelios with it. We're down to 1:38 left in the period. Chelios drills it out. Alan Peterson on the bench with Kental. Kental back. Wraps it up the right wing boards. Lefebvre going. Neufeld after him. Bobby Smith trying to come out. Kental blocks it. Pokes it in front. It bounced. Is knocked away by Lefebvre. Intercepted partly by Gould. Good defensive play by Gould. And he whips it back in the Canadian zone. Shots are 13-4 for Boston. Bruins have had 3 power plays, scored in 1 and leading 1-0. Away comes Walter, center ice. Walter over the line for Claude Lemieux. For Smith, the shot wide, and that could have paid off for Montreal. Smith in alone on the right wing. Kental, good pass to Joyce. Joyce back left wing, over the line. A quick shot and a save by Hayward. Good shot by Joyce. Canadians break though. 4 men coming up the ice, and Lemieux is broken up. Claude Lemieux lost it. Did not get organized. They had a great chance there with 2 Bruins. Joyce among them, trapped deep. Now 35 seconds left. Claude Lemieux wraps it in wide of Lemlin. Lemlin fires it around. It's at the point, kept in by Gagnon. Gagnon back in for Claude Lemieux. Lemieux is hit by Peterson and knocked off the puck. Bobby Smith keeps it in. He battles Kental. Burridge there. And with it, behind the net, Jocelyn Lemieux. What for? Kental gets it. And away comes Burridge. Craig Janney breaking out. 12 seconds left with Burridge. Bruins on the attack. Back for Janney. Janney across. A shot by Neely, and it's blocked. And it's stunned the defenseman. Another shot to score by Burridge. Burridge with 3 seconds left. Pokes it home, and the Bruins lead 2-0.
Big problem here. You got a high stick, and Randy Burridge by Svoboda. Craig Janney jumped in to help him out. He's going to get it at Svoboda. Bobby Smith gives somebody a slap. Ray Bork's now upset with Smith. Who does he think he is? Bobby Smith, no tough guy. Randy Burridge bleeding like a stuck animal out there. He got it pretty good. Nose or mouth.
3 seconds left. 15th shot of the period. Randy Burridge. And then he was racked up.
Racked up, got just a cheap shot from Svoboda. Now we got to see if Newell got the high stick, or whether it was in the course of the play.
A big goal. Craig Janney is signaling to him a high stick. A big goal by Burridge. Jim Narragansett is out there treating him.
Dave Newell just kind of pointed at Svoboda whether to say, you're out. Peter Svoboda, they're not happy with him.
Randy Burridge had just scored the goal. 3 seconds left. Janney set him up. Neely maybe for the other assist.
Tremendous work here by Janney. He's waiting for Neely. He waits, got him in the slot. Cam one times it. Down it's blocked. Wesley hustles in. There's their moving defenseman. Come across the Burridge who waits upstairs. Thank you for going down, Brian. And there's the high stick. 5-minute major for Peter Svoboda for high stick and Burridge, and gone for the night.
A vicious hit by Svoboda on Burridge as the Bruins take a 2-0 lead.
Boston goal scored by number 12, Randy Burridge. Assisted by number 26, Glenn Wesley.
Pat Burridge not happy with that call. Or not happy with the high stick. At Peter Svoboda, he needed.
Goal number 1 of the season for Randy Burridge from Wesley and Neely at 1957.
Right here, a great heads-up play by Glenn Wesley into Burridge. Upstairs, right there, a real cheap shot by Peter Svoboda.
5-minute major for high sticking and a game misconduct.
Ray Bork very upset with Bobby Smith for throwing punches. He wanted him out of there, too. Craig Janney picked up the gauntlet, went after Svoboda. Gilchrist got it in his way. Chelios and Bobby Smith took a shot at Craig Janney. Ray Bork took exception to that. This game is a long way from over in that department.
the period ends, Boston 15 shots, Montreal 5. Boston leads 2-0 on goals. A power play by Cam Neely. And the last second score by Randy Burridge, who is injured. And Peter Svoboda called for high sticking. And a 5-minute major for the Bruins. They'll have that advantage starting period number 2. On the goal, Burridge from Wesley and Neely, but I think it should be Wesley and Janney.
No, Neely took the shot. The rebound went.
But Neely made the pass to Wesley. Or Janney made the...
Janney made... You would like him to get it, Fred, but he was the third man off the puck.
And the score, 2-0. Boston at the end of the first period. And we'll be back with intermission highlights in a moment.
By the way, that goal by Cam Neely that started scoring for the Bruins in the first period was the first goal that the Canadiens have allowed this year anywhere other than in the third period. 2 minutes, let's see, there were 4-1 Whalers over on Thursday, 5-1 over Buffalo on Saturday. Both of those two came in the third period of play. All right, we're going back to Boston Garden now, and NESN's Dave Shea.
All right, Tom, thank you. Obviously, Randy Burridge taking that high stick and not available to us as we had planned, but we've got good news for you anyway. Nevin Marquardt, our guest, and you're going to be back on the ice soon, huh? Or are we jumping the gun?
Well, I think apparently, Dave, I'll be coming back and playing the game in Vancouver. Right now, the agenda is for me to go up to Maine and play to practice 4 days, and then I'll fly out to Vancouver on Saturday, and Sunday I'll see what I can do.
Isn't it a little ironic that you should be going out to Vancouver to start the comeback?
Well, I don't know. Back in black, I like it with the black uniforms. They don't get as dirty. The blood doesn't show as much on them. So I think it'll be interesting to see get back in the swing of things. It's been about 1.5 years since I've played, so it'll be a lot of fun, I think.
Well, what do you feel about the first period of this chippy affair?
Well, I definitely think that Montreal came out with a game plan to try to maybe do a little intimidating or something. Certainly they're first place in the division. They've played very well. They're a very good team, but I think that we've got a different attitude on the team right now. I think that we don't really care about this rough stuff and absolutely going crazy without our heads. We're out there working hard, and hey, we've got all our goals in the power play this year, and I think that the guys in the power play, they don't mind that at all. So I think it's interesting to see that we're not the team that's retaliating, which in the past we typically have been.
Yeah, especially in this house. With the way the power play has been going, and with the kind of pressure the Bruins have gotten on opposing goaltenders while shorthanded, it almost seems like you folks don't want to be even strength, that you're almost willing to take a penalty just not to be even strength.
Well, I think Michael brought that up in the practice this morning, that he wanted us to be a little bit more, on the puck on the even strength. Apparently the game in Quebec, we only had 4 opportunities even strength to get a goal, and out of 16 opportunities in the whole game, only 4 of them were regular strength. So I think we're going to try to go out there and try to key a little bit more on the even opportunities, try to get a few more shots on the net.
How different have you noticed things being run under Mike Milbury, the mood of the dressing room, just the general attitude under Mike versus Terry?
Well, I think that, Terry did a terrific job. I think Terry had maybe a little different style than Michael. But I think that basically it's pretty much the same team. The crew is pretty much the same guys. Due to injury, we've got a few new faces in the lineup the last few games. But I think that you have the typical Bruins mold in that dressing room. It's the kind of guys that just go out, they work hard 100% of the time, and when the game's over, they look up and see what the score is on the clock. I don't think that really that's changed at all.
Well, I know he wants to get the defensemen a little more involved offensively. Has he said anything to you about getting a little more involved offensively when you come back?
Well, I haven't spoken to Michael a lot about that, but I mean, I've spoken to Harry over the summer, and certainly they'd like me to become more offensive. I think the game has changed a lot. The 6 years that I've been in the league, certainly there's been a lot of changes as far as, third-line players maybe 5 years ago were rough, tough guys that were getting in fights, but nowadays the third-line guys are the guys that are contributing. They're getting 15, 16 goals, and if you don't get that out of your third-line players, well, I don't think you're going to be a successful club.
Well, looking forward to seeing number 17 back on the ice, Nevin. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Dave.
Nevin Marquardt, our guest. Tom?
All right, David, thank you. One earlier game today that was in Vancouver. The New York Islanders came back after Vancouver had gone ahead 2-1 in the third period of play on a goal by Paul Reinhardt at 5:59. The Islanders scored 4 goals, in the next 4 minutes and 11 seconds of play. Volek, Crossman, Sutter, and Kerr had the 4 goals for the Islanders, and they win it by a score of 5-2. I'll be back, and we'll check on some of the highlights of that first period from Boston Garden next year on your New England Sports Network. At the end of the first period, the Bruins lead the Canadiens. It's 2-0 Boston. First period from Boston Garden tonight. The Bruins leading the Montreal Canadiens by a score of 2-0. A Boston club that is going through some changes from defense intensive to more of an emphasis on the attack under new coach Mike Milbury, and a Montreal club that's missing Larry Robinson and Bob Gainey and Rick Green, but a Montreal team nonetheless that has started the season by winning both games that they have played while allowing only 2 goals to be scored against them until tonight. Patrick Roy was in goal for those first 2 games. Not tonight, though. Brian Hayward with a call in goal, looking pretty sharp himself. And at the other end, first action for Reggie Lemelin. He started out looking solid, too. Both goaltenders seeing some serious action in the first couple of minutes. Bruins, all of those shots, but no goals.
Carpenter center ice with Burridge. Burridge over the line. Burridge closes. The wrist shot. The puck left. Burridge in front. Battled around. And Sweeney trying to get a handle to it. Can't. Back the ball to the screen. And Hayward is there to block it in front. Bruins dig it free.
A couple of minutes later, power play Bruins, and they go up by 1.
Janney behind the net. Janney, stick handling, maneuvering, trying to put it in front. Can't do it. Now down. Neely scores! Neely from Janney and Carpenter. Power play goal. 1-0 Boston.
And with only 3 seconds left in the period, the Bruins get another one.
Quintal gets it. And away comes Burridge. Great Janney breaking out. 12 seconds left with Burridge. Bruins on the attack. Back for Janney. Janney across. A shot by Neely, and it's blocked. And it's stunned the defenseman. Another shot will score by Burridge. Burridge with 3 seconds left. Pokes it home, and the Bruins lead 2-0.
And that was the first of the season that the Bruins have scored with the sides even at 5. The first goal that was not scored on a power play. On that play, as you saw Randy Burridge go down, he got whacked in the face with Peter Svoboda's stick. Svoboda was invited to leave the game for the rest of the night, so he is gone. Final shots are shots on goal in the first period, 15-5 Bruins. It has been, by the way, a very long time since the Bruins have beaten the Montreal club. The last time was February the 4th, 1988, a 7-3 win. Since then, Canadiens have won 9, and there's been 1 tie. Once more to the Garden, Fred Cusick and Derek Sanderson.
Thank you, Tom. An impressive first period for the Boston Bruins. They lead 2-0, and deservedly so. They outshot the Canadiens 15-5. Power play looked good. Set up the first goal by Cam Neely.
Power play moved very well. They had some opportunities earlier in the period, but this is the one that they paid off on. You're going to have some movement around. The guys, the crisscross, which is really important. All sorts of plays coming up and down the ice. And you're going to have a situation where, okay, there's the check play. He's going to turn now. He's going to give it back to the corner. Right here behind the net, Janney. Now Carpenter sees him. There's no problem at all. Now when he's got the puck, it's just a matter of movement. But Ludwig at the side of the net there to your left, he loses his stick. Now at that point, Carpenter goes back behind. Ludwig still to the left of the net all alone, has no stick. There it is on the ice. No stick to check Neely. A quick play by Janney. 1-0 Bruins.
And it was a power play goal by the Boston Bruins, and so they had yet to get a goal at even strength or shorthanded. All power play goals, 7 on the season, and a 1-0 lead. And the second one came in the final minute. The Canadiens had a little sortie down at the Boston end. When the Bruins came back, it was led by Janney, then Neely, Wesley, and finally Burridge paid off.
They're checking up at the blue line. You got Neely coming across it late. Now Cam is up on top of the blue line, far right corner of your screen. Janney's going to go down low. Burridge is circling to the net. That's got Hayward concerned. He's looking over at Neely. Now it's a quick block. The block shot, top of your screen right corner. Glenn Wesley comes flying in. Now there's a foot race for the puck. Wesley just pokes it away, tips it up. They overrun Burridge. That's the mistake. No one picked up Burridge, or Wesley wouldn't have had a play. Randy Burridge makes no mistake with a fallen Hayward.
And then, of course, he was smashed there by Peter Svoboda, and this is the first game of the season. Svoboda, not really a tough guy, great, talented young defenseman. Now in his 5th year, he came from Czechoslovakia. And this is going to set a pattern, really, for the entire season with Svoboda committing that. He doesn't have Larry Robinson around now. He's got some tough guys out there, but it's really going to set a pattern.
What he is it's called in the game, he likes to use the stick a lot, and that's what he does. He's kind of chippy with it, spears and digs. And Czechoslovakia, the team from Yuri Holak years ago, they were very used to that. They used the stick a lot, and he's got caught tonight.
And the Boston Bruins for sure will remember that. But right now, they don't want to forget that they're leading 2-0 at the end of the first period of play. Here's Tom.
All right, Fred, Derek, thank you. I'll be back, and we'll check the scoring summary on tonight's first period and then play-by-play of the second when Bruins hockey continues on NESN. End of the first period. It's Boston 2, Montreal 0. Bruins have been averaging about 41 shots per game through the first 2 games of the season. They're on that same kind of a pace so far through the first period tonight. 15-5, the shots on goal advantage for the Bruins. First goal of the game came on a power play. It was 11:44, Cam Neely's third goal of the season. Janney and Bork had the 2 assists. That gave the Bruins the 1-0 lead. And then with 3 seconds left in the first period, an even-handed goal. Randy Burridge got the goal. Wesley and Neely had the assists. Bruins with the lead by a score of 2-0. Montreal Canadiens gave up 2 goals, only 2, in the first 120 minutes of hockey for the season, and now have given up 2 goals to the Bruins in just the first 20 minutes of the game tonight. And that power play goal for the Bruins was the first one that Montreal has allowed so far in the 89-90 season. It's 2-0 Bruins. Second period action. Fred, Dave, and Derek.
Mariners play in the Cumberland County Civic Center in Portland, just a 2-hour drive from Boston. The Mariners next home.
Andy Mogan, Reggie Lemelin have a chat out there, Dave. Just how are things going tonight, Reggie?
I wonder if they're still talking about the cheap check by the cheap check.
Oh, Randy Burridge is out there. He's just a lot of courage.
Got a shield now.
Well, he's probably broken his nose.
Wearing a shield.
I would have to say, without an injury report where he took it and the holding of the nose, probably broke it. And that's smarts.
You know, Peter Svoboda's got to have rocks in his head. I mean, it's not as if the guy goes 6'3", 220, that he can take on all comers. Wasn't he the one that said, I like to hurt people?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, do it with a clean hit. Do it with a clean, hard body check, not with a cheap stick check along the side of the head. I mean, this is totally unnecessary. You're going to say, I couldn't hold up? Right. Gotcha, Peter. Well, Svoboda and Richer are now marked for the season.
Yeah, and that lasts. It's
Sure
not
does.
forgotten. It'll all of a sudden you'll be going in to check somebody, and it'll be Svoboda looking down for the puck. It's it's an old adage in this game: you live by the sword, you'll die by the sword.
This is not Pat Burns hockey.
No, it's not. It's not Montreal Canadiens hockey. This is a rather leaderless, immature approach.
This is the same kind of hockey we saw the Canadiens play 2 seasons ago in the Stanley Cup.
Chelios mentioned in the pregame with you that in the interview that we're a lot looser.
Yeah.
Maybe they're a little cockier.
Underway, second period, and a 5-minute major against the Canadiens. Svoboda and Janney over the line to the trail of Wesley. The shot saved by Hayward. Might have missed the net anyway, but it was close to that post. Carpenter back to Wesley again. The Bruins get the defense very much involved, moving up the ice on power plays. Wesley this time a shot wide. And there's Bork moving in. Has to go back now, though. Now around the boards, and the Bruins keep it in. Janney this time. 5-minute major, and a big chance here for Boston as they lead 2-0. Just about a must is that they must get at least 1 goal here. A flip for Bork. Bork clears it into Wesley. He's way up. Wesley behind the net. Janney can't get it, and Keane is able to clear it out.
Bruins need to be patient.
Wesley chased by Gilchrist, and Keane. Carpenter breaks up Keane and gives Boston a chance to break. Ray Bork coming. Gilchrist watching. Now he stops in deep. And Carpenter back in the play over the line. Ray Bork still holding. In deep to Janney behind the net. Janney, they back off him. Lefebvre looking at him. Trying to make the play. Trying to get Neely free. Can't do it. And Bork, great play at the line to keep it in. Broken up by Gilchrist. And Gilchrist has been a bright defensive star in the Carbonneau mold for the Canadiens. Bork clears it over the line, but it is batted out of the zone by Gilchrist. Brent Gilchrist. Defense. Pat Burns starts his team with that, and they're working now on the Bruins with 3:17 left on the power play, not doing anything. Babe able to clear it down wide of Lindland. 2-0 Boston on a power play goal by Neely. A last-second score by Randy Burridge. And now the Bruins trying to get another one. Hogwood back. The flip in. Hustling in. Burridge. But around it goes to Chorsky. Broken up. Kept in by Jim Weimer. Veteran defenseman. Around the boards. Hogwood able to keep it back in. But Burridge wearing a mask now. And swinging behind the net. Checked by Chelios. Back on the boards. It is intercepted and cleared away by Chorsky out of the University of Minnesota and the U.S. Olympic team. 2:35 left. And Boston power play. Not working too well, but credit the Montreal Canadiens. Cementa over the line. The play offside.
Well, the Bruins at the outset of this power play, Derek, seem to be in a hurry to try to get the puck in the net.
Well, you see, you hear last night, the Rangers get one and they get 3 on it. You know, and that's in your mind. Maybe we get 3 here. Put this game away. Don't. You're just going to get 1. Take your time.
This copyrighted program is brought to you under pay cable TV rights granted by the Boston Bruins solely for the entertainment of our viewing audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, retransmission, or the use of the accounts or descriptions of this game without the written consent of the New England Sports Network and the Boston Bruins is prohibited.
Canadiens clear. Weimer and Hoggood. Jim Weimer, veteran defenseman, called up from the Maine Mariners. 6'4", 215. Kind of a Mutt and Jeff defense there with Hoggood. Bruins can't make the play. Lume clears it again. And we're under 2 minutes left on that major against Svoboda. Boston not capitalizing on it. Not putting good pressure on Hayward. Whether you score is one matter, but you need to put pressure on it. Now Hayward trying to clear it himself, knocked down by Carter in the corner. Carter holding. Back for Weimer. For Carter. Carter a shot. It's blocked. And it's kept in by Duras. Duras wheeling it around. For Cementa. Cementa fell down. Back in the corner. It is Carter behind the net. Carter trying to make the play. Looking for Duras in front. Duras is checked. Can't get a good shot away. It just trickles in. And Hayward able to tie it up. And Mike Milbury comes back with team number 1 on the power play.
I think he got a lot better wood on that than we thought.
Theodoros did a heck of a job to set himself up. He took a pop just before he delivered the shot.
Ludwig's just waiting there with the stick side of the net. He's got to go underneath. Duras did get a good shot away. Big save.
Took a hit in the head from behind from Shane Corson.
And now Carpenter out there. Neely and Janney, Bourque and Wesley. 1:20 left on the power play. 2-0 Boston, second period. The draw to Chelios. Chelios working it up, and Keane works it out. Back comes Janney from Bourque. Janney way to Carpenter over the line. Holds. Back for Wesley. Wesley covered, though. That was slow in developing, and now it's lost. Janney trying to keep it in front. Knocked wide. Chelios able to clear it around. Not out. Good play by Bourque to keep it in for Neely. Off for Wesley off the board. Away to Bourque. Bourque clears it in to Janney. Janney to Carpenter. Carpenter is hauled down on the play by Chelios. Janney now trying to make the play. And he flips it to Bourque, and it's outside the line. 30 seconds left on the major. Second time the Bruins had a chance to operate against a major. They did in Quebec. Couldn't capitalize. Bourque finally works it over the line and flips it in. Back for Lefebvre. Around the board, kept in by Wesley.
Going to call a charging penalty or boarding penalty on Bobby Carpenter, Fred.
And that, of course, will nullify the power play, but it's just about up. 16 seconds left on Svoboda's penalty. 2-0 Boston. Back in a moment.
Bobby hasn't figured him out yet.
Well, here's your penalty on Bob Carpenter. Boarding is the call.
Bob Carpenter may be a little frustrated, Dave. Gilchrist has just owned him on the faceoff, and not very many people will do that. Bobby hasn't figured out Gilchrist yet.
And right now, each team short a man, and in 10 seconds, the Canadiens will have a power play. It'll be their second of the night. Boston leads 2-0. The Canadiens really frustrated them, led by Brett Gilchrist. Over the line, it is Burridge. Baez, deflected wide. Out is Martinson now. He served the penalty for Svoboda, who's kicked out of the game. And Richer breaking over the line is broken up by Bork. And looked like a hand pass, but not called. Gould is playing without a stick. Ray Bork wants to get it out of the zone. And finally does. Gould able to regain his stick. It wasn't broken. 1:18 left on the Canadian power play. Right back comes LeBeau. LeBeau to Corson. Pass off, stopped by Burridge, and Burridge able to clear it. Burridge is on with Bob Sweeney. 1:05 left on the Canadian power play. 2-0 Boston. Chelios starting it now with LeBeau. Now it's off to LeBeau, the rookie. 70 goals last year for Sherbrooke. He wraps it in. Lemlin able to trap it. Trying to make the play himself. Broken up. Lefebvre with it. By a save. Lemlin got right on. Richer back to Lefebvre. Back in the corner it goes. And Richer gets it out front. The Bruins break it up. And it is Sweeney rushing with Carter. Carter is shot. Blocked wide by Chelios. Carter and Chelios go to the corner. Chelios taken down. Carter reaching out, trying to tie it up. Now gets back up. 25 seconds left on the power play for the Canadiens. And one bid by Lefebvre. And now breaks it up. The bowl can't get it. Trying to move it out is Doris. Doris checked. It's back to Lefebvre. Lefebvre to Chelios. Chelios a shot. Save. Lemlin. Rebound. Knocked away by Peterson. He gets it free. He can't clear it out. Chelios intercepts. Fakes. Here's a pass off. Doris is on Lemieux. He's chopped by Lemieux. And the Bruins get it free. Break it out. And the lead for Canada. In alone. And they call it offside.
He touched it. The Montreal Canadiens touched it at center ice. They missed it.
With the score of Boston 2, Montreal nothing. We'll return in a moment.
Well, the boys in the stripes are usually right. I say usually, Derek.
Usually they make it. Watch it hits the stick. See if the camera picks it up. Right there.
Yep.
He's onside, Bobby, and they took it away from him.
And they call the faceoff back at center ice, admitting the mistake, but that doesn't help Boston, nor Carpenter, who had the breakaway. Ray Bork in the Boston zone. The Bruins killed out the penalty very nicely. And back comes Lou Crawford, giving it up to Gould. Gould over the line, trying to work it right in front. Does. Hayward knocks it away. Ludwig clearing up into the stands. Face-off call. 12:41 left in the second period. Boston leads 2-0. Power play goal by Neely. And a goal in the final 3 seconds by Randy Burridge.
Now right here when Duras has got the puck, that's offside all right, but here watch it hit the stick. Right there. That puts Bobby Carpenter onside, legal. There the whistle goes. Mr. Collins, occupational hazard. They need to make a mistake once in a while. He admitted it. Right here, Chelios with the shot. Reggie gets the right leg on it. Now he gets down to smother it.
And the Boston line in deep. It is Gould digging with Crawford and Smeta. Smeta gets it free. Smeta slides it front. Crawford open but couldn't get the backhand shot. More pass. Fights to keep it in. It is knocked away. Taken by Lumi now to Lemieux. Claude Lemieux. Claude Lemieux over the line to Bobby Smith. Smith allowed to walk in for a shot wide. Boyd looking for the far corner and he missed it. Crowd left here in the second period. 2-0 Boston. Lumi from his zone. Up was Smith. Smith over the line. Checked by Quintal. Broken up. Quintal clears it right out. Lumi winding up again. Crawford is after him. Interception Peterson. Peterson back for Neely. Neely kicks it in deep. Delayed call on an offside. The Canadiens work it out. Bruins check the play and Neely starts right back with Joyce and Janney. Neely over the line. Wheel shoots and it's over the net. Good rush by Cam Neely. There's a goal. A good hitting deep by Neely. But right back for the Canadiens comes Smith. Smith with Keane. Checked by Wesley. Wesley trying to tie up Smith. Joyce helping out behind the Boston net. Keane digs for it. Joyce too. A battle. Wesley helping out. All legs and stakes. And no whistle. Finally, Hoggett comes back and digs it up and leads the rush. Hoggett flying up the ice over the line for Janney. Hoggett heads for the net. A pass intended for Neely. Broken up and Keane back. A break here, but Joyce covered, broken up. Gilchrist fights for it. The play called offside against Montreal.
Well, there's a scary sight. Janney and Joyce back on D.
2-0 Boston. Back in a moment.
Well, Mike Milbury wants his defensemen to jump up when they see the opportunity, but that means somebody has to be back, Derek.
There's Greg Hoggood right there. There's Bobby Joyce back on defense. Turns around. Uh-oh, Wesley being up on the left side's back there. He's caught. Jenny and Joyce back on the point.
Thank goodness.
And the face-off outside the Boston line. Carpenter is centering Bob Sweeney and Randy Burridge. Ray Bourque takes over. Shorsky is out with Ryan Walter at center, and Portnall is on the left wing side. Up the center, making Bobby Sweeney over the line. Burridge keeps it in, a backhander, and it's wide. Did not get good wood on it. Carpenter fighting for it in the corner, banging around, still battling for it. And Bourque keeps it in, up for Carpenter. Carpenter to Sweeney. Sweeney behind the net, held off, breaks away from the defender. It was Walter who was grabbing him. Now Portnall trying to come out. Portnall swings away from Burridge. Russ Portnall loses the back checking of Carpenter. Carpenter can't set up Burridge. Sweeney keeps it in. Steele over the line. The shot, the save. Hayward. Rebound, Burridge shot. Just tipped wide. Lefebvre in the corner. Hit by Gould. Gould low. Will knock down Doris. Fights to keep it in. 2-0 Boston. And the Canadiens break it up. And they started away. Chelios leads the attack. He's coming on Weimer. Forced wide by Jim Weimer. Taking it forward. Hit there by Weimer. Kept in by Chorsky. Chorsky now to a closing Walter. A screen shot deflected wide. On the other side, kept in by Ludwig. Taken over by Peter Doris. Doris wraps it around. And Burridge ready to start out. Doesn't get a handle to it. He's checked. But the follow up by Bourque. Bourque over the line. Bourque cross for Doris. Doris can't get it. Ludwig does. Up and down it goes. 2-0 Boston. We're halfway through the game. Good forechecking by Boston's Carter as he tied up Lummy. Lummy knocked back in. Hayward out of the net. Wrapping it around, looking for Portnall. Portnall is hit. Kenthal wraps it deeper. Going for it, Doris. He's hit by Ludwig. Lummy trying to clear it out. Off the corner, he gets it away into center ice. Chorsky, Kenthal collide. Walter clears it in. Back for Peterson. Shots of 20 Boston, 7 Montreal. Boston 15-5 at the end of the first period of shots. 2-0 the Bruins. Carter trying to get it up here, and it deflects into the stands. And a face-off call.
Top New England college soccer will be coming your way tomorrow night at 8 o'clock when the #2 team in New England, the Boston University Terriers, take on perennial Ivy League power, the Harvard Crimson from O'Leary Field in Cambridge. That's the best of New England college soccer. BU at Harvard tomorrow night. Same-day coverage begins at 8 p.m. here on NESN.
John Carter, great shift. Playing very well tonight. Working hard. Lume and John got a little upset with each other.
Only 7 shots from Montreal. Of course, a lot of that attributed to the fact that they took a lot of dumb penalties in the first period when they were outshot 15-5.
Well, it's to their credit also that they're not blown out at this point.
Next goal is the key goal.
LeBeau with Corson and Richer. Puck driven in, and Richer is after it, and Wesley able to get it in the corner. Around the boards, Bruins trying to move it out. Crawford can't get it. Carpenter fights for it, gets it free, and it's deflected by Richer and over the net. Rolls behind the net. Richer with it, puts it right on. Save. Rebound. Wesley stick handles it to the corner. And Corson with it. Now to LeBeau. LeBeau is broken out. With it, Crawford. A quick clear out. Heavy pressure there by Montreal. They're very much in the game, although being outshot heavily by the Boston Bruins. In deep, a steal by Bob Sweeney to Carpenter. He misfired on the opportunity. In the corner, like into the stands as Carpenter fought for it along with Lume, and a face-off to the right of Hayward.
Well, some good plays. A good one by Lou Crawford. He took his time, Derek. I mean, when the rat race is on in that end, the thing is fire it out of there, but he took his time so there wouldn't be an icing. He just slid it down into the Montreal zone.
Put it where they ain't. And that's all he did. It's okay, find a hole. There it is. Take your time, get it there. 6 years in the minor leagues. He knows how to play the game. It's just a matter of getting the opportunities.
Somebody give me a chance, please. And Bobby Carpenter talking about getting a chance. Nice setup, but the puck must have been on edge.
It was. What he got it was a little deep. He's got a long stick, and he likes it a little bit farther out from the body. A little too tight to his skates.
Draw one by Gilchrist. I don't think he's lost one tonight. Brent Gilchrist getting the opportunity, of course, for full-fledged play, killing penalties. And he did a marvelous job while the Canadiens were shorthanded for 5 minutes. Svoboda out and kicked out of the game. A high-sticking Randy Burridge. Bruins fight to keep it in, can't get it. And the puck cleared out by Martinson, knocked right back in by Peterson. Taken over by the captain, Chelios. Martinson trying to set up Keane. It's blocked by Peterson. Peterson up to Joyce. Joyce looking for a long one for Neely. Goes all the way down near Hayward. Hayward knocks it away from Neely. Now Janney fights for it in the corner with Martinson. Martinson behind the net, hit by Joyce. A battle for it. Dug free for Chelios, who's played a lot of hockey here tonight. And out comes Gilchrist. Broken up on a poke check by Kental. Now checked by Martinson. They go to the corner. They fought down in Providence in preseason a couple of times. And now Neely with it. Neely starts it back for Boston. Bruins lead 2-0. Out for Kental. The defense on the move. The shot goes high. The rebound, Joyce in the corner. He's checked on the play. Battles with Ludwig.
He wants to face off.
Janney there. And finally a whistle. No whistle. Out comes Walter. Walter breaks. 4 men up for the Canadiens right now. Poke check breaks it up. Chelios had followed up. His flip goes wide. Fought for by Josh Lemieux. Now he is in the corner looking for it with Keane. He's forced behind the net. Gilchrist is there to get it. Pressure on Boston. Gilchrist holding in the corner. Wrapped up by Janney. The Bruins would like a change here. Janney checking Gilchrist. Gilchrist keeps it in. Shoots. And he hit Lemlin. Lemlin was down. The follow-up by Gilchrist to save. Maybe. Streamer. And the puck got out. The Bruins are spilled. And a penalty on Montreal. Keane is going out. And talk about a lucky break. Lemlin down. Made a save. Really couldn't have seen it. And the power play for Boston.
What a stop by Weaver after Reggie made the stop.
Great save.
2-0 Boston. We'll be back in a moment.
Why did they give the Bruins another follow-up roughing call? Here's the thing. Lemlin throws his legs around, gets his blocker on it, knocks it down, it bounces in front, goes past Keane. Weaver sticks his leg out, makes the save on Gilchrist. Not a goal scorer, Gilchrist.
Big
Carter's
Jim.
coming out. There's the trip. Gilchrist has it in his mind to get it up. Waits, tries everything, just does not get it high enough.
Now Weaver got a roughing call to follow, right?
Yeah, along the board.
How can you get a roughing twice tonight without the other guy that you're roughing with not roughing
I don't know.
as well? There's Mike Keane, who's out for the hook.
Matching penalties to Keane and to Weimer. And now teams are at full strength. Long shot by Ludwig. And the Canadiens are cranking up the attack. Gilchrist, a couple of great bids. He's been the standout up front for the Canadiens. Lumi now, pass up, hit by, a great stop there by Hogwood, who is right up on Jocelyn Lemieux and broke him up at the blue line as he was looking for that pass. Talk about a mobile defense. The Bruins are really featuring that this year.
Yeah, Hoggy went to throw a left, didn't he? And that's the hand he just got the cast off of.
Yeah, be careful. You have to tuck that thumb, I'll tell you.
What a world of difference it makes for him with his shot to have that cast off.
And the puck handling ability. He's just so much more fluid with it. Took the cast off, said, I can't play with this thing. I'll play with the pain, and he's doing it.
6 minutes left, second period. 2-0 Boston. Boston 20 shots, Montreal 11. The Bruins, Montreal putting on their best attack since early in the game, about the first 5 minutes. And the Bruins really starched them and got Neely and Burridge goals. Back now, drive in by Bobby Gould, going after it, Carter. Gould the follow-up. And behind the net, Gould still going. Carter, Lumi, able to clear it around, though, for Josh Lemieux. He can't move it out. A drive by Doris, and right on. A save by Hayward. He just slapped at it from 40 feet. And Claude Lemieux fires it back in. Lemlin lost it. Bobby Smith couldn't get it. Doris ices it. 5:17 left here in period number 2. 2-0 Boston.
Hey, what, Derek? Brian Hayward's been pretty sharp to that far side, the stick side.
Well, I'll tell you. No, this got it with his glove, with his leg, I mean. He gets the leg
far
up.
side.
Yeah, but he got the leg down.
Like a stick-pad combination.
It's the stick he's going to have trouble with, not the pad. You get it low like that, you can snake it out. Now, most goaltenders have that ability to spread today.
And for the Bruins, Janney is out for the faceoff, but the Canadians win it, and a shot and a kick out save on Russ Courtnall. Courtnall quickly on the puck. His pass, though, intercepted by Crawford. Crawford breaks it out with Janney. Janney over the line, right wing side, holding for a trailer. Quintal, a shot deflected in on Hayward, a save. Crawford got a piece of that one on the way in. Bob Semeta fighting for it in the corner. Semeta to Crawford behind the net. And a penalty coming up here on Boston. Canadian down, Lefebvre. And he stays down and maybe trying to draw a 5-minute job.
Oh, he's trying to. They want you to keep the sticks down regardless.
Well, Semeta was the man who was over in that direction.
The indications are it's Crawford.
Huh.
And with the score of Boston 2, Montreal nothing, back at the moment.
It's a 2-minute minor. It's only going to be a 2-minute minor. I mean, he should have bit his tongue if that's the case. I've seen that happen before.
There's Lou trying to sweep the stick over the man.
Yeah. Reaches out. There it is. Flips him.
Up the bridge of the nose, the forehead.
Penalty, 15 minutes.
Oh, you should have seen the look of anticipation along the Bruin bench, waiting to hear that it was going to be 2 instead of 5.
Lou Crawford goes out for high sticking at 15:07. 4:53 left here in the second period. Boston 22 shots, the Montreal Canadiens 12, with the Canadiens giving indication that they can get ready to attack after defending Boston well in this second period. Boston with the 2-0 lead on goals by Cam Neely and by Randy Burridge. Neely, a power play goal. Pat Burns, the Montreal coach, looks on. His team undefeated. They handled Hartford and Buffalo easily. Patrick Roy was in the nets. Tonight, it is Brian Hayward. Penalty killers for Boston. Burridge, Carpenter with Bourque and Wesley. Richer back at a point position. 4 forwards on. Chelios is the other point man. And away comes Corson. LeBeau, the rookie, is in there. And Courtnall, the speedster, going deep. Back up court. The puck, though, is batted back. Stop. Richer, shot, beautiful save, timing by Lemlin. On a drive, 50 feet by Richer, who can drill it. He lines it up again, lets it go, save on the left pad this time. Again, they set it up for Richer. Richer watched by Carpenter, off for Courtnall, away to Chelios, the shot, save. Puck batted away, Burridge trying to sneak it out, and he does. Reggie Lemlin, sharp on Richer. 1:10 left. Good power play for Montreal, though. And Courtnall again. Off for Chelios. Chelios has trouble with it. Clears it in deep to Corson. Now to Courtnall. Courtnall checked by Gould. Gould can't get it. It is back to Richer. Over to Chelios. Potter is on. It's up for Corson. Corson forced wide. Falling down with Wesley. He's back up. And it's LeBeau getting it back for Chelios. Over to Richer again. Richer clears it in deep. Wheeling around. LeBeau, Corson. LeBeau fell down. Bruins trying to tie it up. They're hemmed in. A good power play here by Montreal. Back for Chelios. Fakes to Richer. His shot is blocked by Gould. Gould can't move it out. It goes deep. Ray Bourque trying to slam it out. Done. 25 seconds left on the power play. And it went along the penalty box area, so it's called for a face-off. But Montreal moved that puck beautifully, and they've had scoring bids on the power play.
Reggie looking sharp tonight, his first start of the year. Seeing the puck very well, especially off the stick of Stéphane Richer.
It's a long way out. Reggie just got a right leg on it. He can eat those up all day long.
Richer figured, well, it wasn't good
now
wide.
He just said, let's go a little closer. And now he left legs it. So Reggie gets to see those shots. Very few of them beat a goaltender of his caliber.
Josh Lemieux, Smith, Claude Lemieux. That's the line for the Canadiens. Lummy and Chelios. Chelios logging a lot of time. The draw to Quintal, and he's able to clear it. Peterson is on with Quintal. Janney and Neely are the penalty killers. 3 minutes left, second period, 2-0 Boston. And away in the center ice comes Lummy. Over the line, looking for a play or a shot. He is holding. Just fires it in. Deflected and a save by Lemlin. Lemlin, a good stand-up save. Puck cleared back in the corner. Kental clears it up. Not out. It bounces for Peterson, though. He gets it away to center ice. And the penalty killed off by the Boston Bruins. Credit Lemlin with some sharp saves. In that sequence there, the shots at 22 Boston, 15 total. Here's a long shot by Peterson right on, kicked out by Hayward. Crawford fights for it in deep. Drop back, cleared out of the zone. Covering is Janney. Janney away to Alan Peterson. Peterson drives it in wide. Going for it, Bob Joyce. Joyce checked by Ludwig. Hauled down. Neely trying to come off the corner. He is checked on the play. Janney over there. Runs into Neely. And Lemieux, Josh Lemieux, back, stop. Neely over the line, 2-on-2 with Joyce. He tried to finesse it through. He's spilled on the play. No call. And the fans groan at that one, and back comes Claude Lemieux. Claude Lemieux broken up in a poke check by Wesley. Wesley away on the right for Janney over the line. 4 people up for Boston. Janney off for Joyce. Shot deflected high by Smith, whose long reach just got it to knock it high over Hayward's head. Joyce keeps it in, tries to work it in front. He's stopped by Smith. He fights for it again around the boards. Richer there. He spilled. Bruins fight to keep it in, and they do. Bob Sweeney wraps it in deep. Sweeney fights for it, pops it over the line. It's deflected out. 1:25 left. Second period. 2-0 Boston. And Joyce taps it back in. Carpenter in off Luke. Tries to hit him. Carpenter hits the boards. 2 men in there for Boston. Bob Sweeney, and they wrap it near the net. Hayward ties it up. And a face-off call. In answer to the fans who have written and called, the Tucker Anthony Golf Classic will resume. It'll be in November right here on NESN, and Clive Fazioli, Tucker Anthony, managing director back, Derek Sanderson there, and it's featuring Bruins, including the legends like Cheevers, Westfall, McKenzie,
Bronco Horvath.
Bronco Horvath, and
Harry,
Derek Sanderson,
Harry
of course.
Sidney, you get to see the Turk, huh? I didn't do too well, though. I didn't get any birdies or nothing.
That's Tucker Anthony Golf Classic right here on NESN. It will be in November. Ludwig there for Montreal. 1:14 left in the second period. Boston leads 2-0. Carpenter is out with Burridge and Bob Sweeney. And Burridge has not missed a shift since scoring the goal and taking a wicked hit from Svoboda, a high stick. And Svoboda served 5 minutes for that. Carpenter trying to make the play to Bob Sweeney. Sweeney kept it in. Webb checking Burridge in the corner. A battle for it. Sweeney in. Bob to Burridge. Burridge wheeling away from Lefebvre. Goes behind the net. Puts it back in front. It is blocked on the play. Fought for that was Gilchrist there. He's been everywhere for the Canadiens. Brent Gilchrist. Bruins keep it in. Carpenter with it. Back for Wesley. Quick shot blocked. Wesley trying to keep it in. Can't. Canadiens break. 2-on-1. It is Keane with Brochet and a trailer. Broken up by Raybor. And finally Keane gets it and fires it into the stands. A beautiful sweep check by Ray Bork, just like Derek Sanderson.
Magnificent play by Ray Bork. Not only that, follows up his play. This is why he's Norris Trophy material. He gets back, he realized, reads the situation, knows the guy on the far side's really out of it, makes the sweep play. Now he's going to stay with Keane. Keane's trying to get it back in front of the net, but Ray Bork says, okay, that man on the far side's dead. I'll shut Keane off. There's the no play. Follow it up. Now Keane wants to get it in front. Ray poke checks it into the stand.
Face-off
Great effort.
to the left of Lemlin. Walter on the face-off with Janney. Beautiful defensive play by Ray Bork. Bruins have it. Joyce trying to clear it out. Kept in by Chelios. Now it's knocked away by Neely. Chelios covers. 28 seconds left. His pass goes deep on Lefebvre. Lefebvre chased by Joyce. Portnoy chased by Neely. Trying to get a piece of it. And it bounces for Janney. Janney for Bork. Bork fires in. 15 seconds left. He didn't want to put it in the screen and have it blocked. And the Bruins get it back in front. But Portnoy with it. Down to 10 seconds left. Russ Portnoy gets it to Walter. Walter checked in the play by Janney, and the play broken out. That'll do it in the period. No scoring in that second period. But the Bruins stayed off at the end of 2 periods of play. And it is Boston 2 and Montreal nothing. And we'll have intermission highlights in just a moment.
So So the 2-0 lead that the Bruins had at the end of the first period still stands now through 2 periods of play. The Bruins and Reggie Lemelin working on a shutout at this point. Reggie Lemelin, for his career against Canadiens, is 7-15-4. Last year faced them 6 times and went 0-5-1. Chris Chelios, the fine Montreal defenseman, is Dave Shea's guest at the Garden. David?
All right, Tom, thank you. Chris, I don't know if you're more upset at the 2-0 score after 2 or the fact that the Cubs went down this afternoon against the Giants. I know that upset you even before the night began.
Yeah, I got that out of my mind now ever since the game started, but it's the first time in Boston. I guess the intensity is high, and I tend to get a little frustrated this early in the season, and we jump right back into it. Boston's playing well, and we seem to be a little frustrated, but we're going to try and come back in this third period.
Yeah, that hockey in the first period certainly wasn't Pat Burns-style hockey, and very unlike you guys. In fact, the last time I can remember seeing Montreal play that way was in the playoffs here a couple of years ago.
Well, we're not disciplined. We took a few penalties we shouldn't have. That happens. Like I said, it's our first time in here this year. It's going to be a little emotional for us, and you tend to get overexcited. We got guys that hadn't been in the lineup, so I think we're going to have to settle down this third period and come out and just try and play our typical game.
People are going to be watching your club closely this year with the absence of Larry Robinson and Bob Gainey and Rick Green having retired. And I'm sure no one will be able to tell just what impact it had until the season's over. But you're the new leader on the club. You're the captain. You're a Norris Trophy winner. It's a lot for one guy to have to assume all of a sudden.
Yeah, it's a big change. Like I said, last year I was looking up to guys like Larry and Bob and Rick Green, and now in the change of 1 year, those 3 guys are gone, and I seem to be the oldest guy in defense. But we got a lot of leaders on our team. We depend on everybody, and I'm not going to try and change too much. I know the younger guys are going to be looking up to me, and I'm not going to try and change too much. I'm just going to try and do whatever the coach tells me and the management, and hopefully things will work out.
Well, some of the younger guys you're talking about, we're getting a chance to see tonight with Guy Carbonneau out. The face-off responsibility has fallen on the shoulders of Brent Gilchrist for the most part. He's looked outstanding.
Yeah, Gilly, he's a great defensive player. He learned a lot last year. He got a lot of experience last year, and he knows the game well. He keeps it simple, and that's the type of centerman we need. We depend a lot on our centerman and our zone, and he's very strong on our end.
There's another youngster who I'm sure fans around the NHL will see a lot and hear a lot about in years to come. Stéphane Lebeau had 70 goals last year in the AHL. He appears to be one that the club is going to bring along slowly, and all of a sudden he'll explode.
Right. I think everybody knows with the Canadiens management, the way they treat younger players. They don't just throw them in there and frustrate the player. They ease them into the lineup. They don't expect much out of them. And, Steph, he proved himself last year that he can score goals. So he's going to be a big asset for us. I think he's going to adjust to the NHL. It's going to take him a little time, but he's a heads-up player.
We had a chance to talk this morning after practice about the absence of Robinson and Gainey and that older factor in the dressing room and the way practice is conducted and the atmosphere. How different is it, Chris, and do you see it being a positive change?
Well, like you said, everybody like me, guys looked for answers from Larry and Bob, and I think the toughest thing is when things are going bad, you need someone to fall back on and get some advice from. And things have been going good so far, but we've been loose. But like tonight, we still look to leadership, and we got to look to guys. The guys are going to be looking to me, Craig Ludwig, Ryan Walter, and I guess that's the thing we miss is just the guys we have to look up to look at things when we're in trouble.
All right, Chris, right now you're in trouble, down 2-0. We thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Chris Chelios, our guest. Tom, back to you.
David, thank you. Chris Chelios, the 1988-89 Norris Trophy winner, was named the Montreal co-captain along with Guy Carbonneau back in the middle of September. I'll be back, and we'll take a look at action from that second period of play and checking at the Garden once again, too, with Fred Husick and Derek Sanderson when Bruins hockey continues tonight on NESN. We are at the end of 2 periods with the score, the Bruins 2 and Montreal 0. At the end of 2 periods from Boston Garden now, the Bruins, after their first regular season win against the Montreal Canadiens in now 11 games, in the last 10, Montreal has won 9. There has been 1 tie, and our score is 2-0 Bruins. Bobby Carpenter breakaway gets whistled off early in the second period. Canadian defenseman, though, replay shows had touched the puck, which should have made Carpenter legal. It's whistled off, doesn't even get a shot away. Reggie Lemelin, the Bruins, doing a shutout midway through the second period. Got to have a little luck every once in a while. Watch the 2 chances Montreal gets there by Brent Gilchrist. Neither of them gets net. First-year coach Mike Milbury looking on in a 2-0 Bruins lead at that point in the game. Canadiens get themselves a power play chance late in the second period. They look for Stéphane Richer at the right point. He gets away a couple of serious blasts, and Reggie Lemelin makes a pair of just outstanding stops. Watch the play that Ray Bourque makes in the final minute of the period. Sweep check, and then we'll follow it up with what was a pretty decent Montreal bid, and puts that one away. Neither team scores in the second period. Still 2-0 Boston at the end of 2. Islanders beat Vancouver in the only other game in the National Hockey League this afternoon. They came from a 2-1 deficit, scored 4 goals in a span of just 4 minutes and 11 seconds in the second period of play. They go on to whip the Vancouver Canucks by a score of 5-2. At the Garden, it's 2-0 Bruins as the Bees are 20 minutes away from a long-awaited win over Montreal. And we go to the Garden to Fred and Derek.
Thank you, Tom. It was a scoreless second period, and the Bruins still have that 2-0 lead thanks to goal by Neely and Burridge. So we look to defense, but the Boston Bruins very definitely this year under Mike Milbury, Ted Sater, and Gordie Clark move those defensemen up. They get involved in the play. Let's see what happens on one.
Well, they're all offensive-minded defensemen. Right here, you got Greg Hoggood carrying the puck. Glenn Wesley, I'm going to go with you, Hoggy, because it's unfolding that way. And right here's Craig Janney. And there you have Cam Neely, and Bobby Joyce is back here. Now, as they break out, they're coming across. Wesley wants to curl, right? Hoggood decides to give it to Janney on the right side. Now Janney curls a little bit. He's looking for Neely right here, Cam. But Cam is going to end up taking out Wesley. When that happens, you got Greg Hoggood in front of the net. Some serious problems begin to develop. Right there, Wesley's taken out of the play. Now, Glenn can't catch up. Hoggood's back there. You've got Joyce turning, and Janney's going to be coming back. It's right now, this isn't the way it's drawn on the old map, but everybody did their jobs, and things kind of quelled down, and everybody checked everybody that they were responsible for. So, as a hockey player, you know what a defenseman's supposed to do. It's a matter of going out and doing it.
So it was Bob Joyce and Craig Janney coming back, and they were the defense pairings with the Bruins defense moving up. That's the idea that Mike Milbury wants. Create an attack and create a little havoc in the other end. Well, didn't work again. We had Glenn Wesley trying, well, a shot on net. It was blocked. And again, a breakout late in the period by Keane.
Right here, you got Wesley at the point, right? He's trying to get a quick shot through. Right? The safe play would have been into the corner, and nothing would have happened. But it gets picked off there. Right now, watch Glenn. He's going to quick get poke checked. Now it's off the boards. He's coming out. He's caught. Ray Bourque is here all alone. He sees this combination here. He's got Keane right here, and now he's got to watch Keane. He's the puck carrier. Now, he raised it center ice. He's playing in the middle. Now he knows this man is covered, so he can afford to turn and take his man here. This guy, Keane is really loose at that point. But now Gray makes a tremendous sweep check, anticipated that, shut down the sliding play, which was the only high percentage play to make. Gray took it away, ends up in a crowd. Tremendous defensive work, not drawn out with Greg Hoggood in front of the net and Wesley with him, but it's a little overzealous, but they got away with it.
And Boston with that 2-0 lead, and certainly they can give a lot of tribute to Reggie Lemelin. During that last power play for Montreal, he was tested a couple of shots by Richer. You say easy from that far out, but it takes timing.
It takes tremendous timing. What Reggie does is he taps the post, figures it out. Richer knows he's a shooter, comes out, takes his angle away, and then they just feel where the shot's going. First time he took it with his right pad, second time with his left pad. He's just too good a goaltender to stand up as he is, and Richer he can shoot it, but it has to just hit exactly what he's aiming at to beat Reggie from there.
2-0 Boston. Here's Tom Larson.
All right, Fred, thank you. I'll be back, and we'll check the scoring summary on the second period in a moment. And then, of course, back to the Garden for tonight's third period on your New England Sports Network with Fred Cusick, Derek Sanderson, and Dave Shea when Bruins hockey continues on NESN. Well, there is actually no scoring to summarize of the second period, which went by scoreless. The shots on goal were 10 for Canadiens and 8 for the Bruins, which makes the game total to this point 23 for Boston to 15 for Montreal. The Bruins now are 7 for 20 on the power play for the season. That's 35%, and that is outstanding. The Bruins lead at 2-0. Third period action with Fred and Dave and Derek.
All right, welcome back to Boston Garden. Just about set for third period action with the Bruins leading 2-0. Boy, that seems to be the most awkward lead in hockey, Derek. A two-goal lead.
It is, and you know, it's something that you must keep it on the bench, keep positive, keep offense, keep thinking third goal. You certainly don't want to sit on it and try to save it. I don't think the Bruins will do that. I do not believe that Mike Milbury is that type. Montreal Canadiens, years that has been their system, and they've got it down. I don't know too many other clubs that can do that with consistency. I've seen a lot of teams like LA, Edmonton, Vancouver try to hold a 3-goal lead and give it away. It's much like in football. Zone defense, you give them the short one.
Yeah, the prevent defense.
Yeah, the prevent defense. You give them the short play, the sideline pattern. The team marches up there, thrilling
What
march.
that prevents you from winning the game easily.
What it does is prevent you. All that prevents is the long bomb.
Right.
All right, good for the quick touchdown. They'll give you the 7-minute touchdown. You know, so I think offense is the best defense in a situation where you want to keep going but play sound.
Underway in the third period, 2-0 Boston. Bob Carpenter forechecking on the play with Bob Sweeney and Randy Burridge. Puck in the center ice. Wesley trying to break it up. It bounces around Chelios there, and he is flattened by Bobby Carpenter. That's the hardest hit of the night. Oh, what a hit he gave him at center ice. Chelios rattled on that one. And he's back up. Courtnall winding up now. Gives it off to Chelios. Chelios fires away to Lefebvre. Pass center ice, stopped by Hogwood. Sweeney trying to get it free over to Wesley. Up for Burridge, batted away. Wesley checked on the play by Chorsky. Ryan Walter works it in. Ryan Walter to Courtnall, stolen by Wesley. Bruins trying to get it out of the zone. They finally do. This is not icing. Chelios had a chance to block it.
That is.
Back for it. Jim Weimer. And Weimer, big fella, played with Buffalo, Los Angeles, several teams.
New York
in the
and
National
Edmonton.
Hockey.
He impressed me when he was with Los Angeles. I thought he was big, rangy, stay-at-home type. Not going to get you 1,000 points, but, you know, he's there. You can count on him. He's hitting. He's dangerous. There's Bobby Carpenter, clocks Chelios.
Well, I'll tell you, it's a good thing Dave Newell was standing on this side. That could have very easily been an elbow.
Nah, not really. You know, you got to get those opportunities to hit guys. You do not have to retaliate.
Lumi on the draw starts it away for the Canadiens. Creates the attack off on the right for Claude Lemieux. The shot wide, the long rebound. Fought for. Up the boards, kept in by Ludwig. Blocked by Weimer. Weimer away to Duras, and he can't hang on. Ludwig winding up again now. Lumi up for Smith. Smith, good pass to Claude Lemieux. Lemieux in deep on Weimer. They battle for it. The centering pass covered by Bork. Net dislodged. Whistle here. Face-off. Boston 2, Montreal nothing. We'll return on NESN to the Boston Garden in a moment.
A foot race with Claude Lemieux, and Weimer caught him, Dave.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I like that. Got the wheels. Keep them churning.
Smith and Gould on the face-off. And it's one for Lumi. Quick shot blocked. And the Bruins break it out. On the right, it's Duras. Duras coming on Ludwig. Fakes his shot. Looks for help. Gives it a cool quick shot blocked in front by Josh Lemieux. Taken by Carter. He fell down behind the net. Gould wheels it back in front. His backhand blocked by Ludwig. The Canadiens protect their goaltenders very well. Their success starts with defense, but they have to crank it up now. They're down by 2. It is Ludwig out for Josh Lemieux. He lost it to Carter. Carter over the line, right wing side. A shot, a save. Hayward. The rebound is Neely. Neely looking for Bork, who is moving in. And the play broken up. And the Canadiens started back. A lead for Josh Lemieux. Could be icing. But he gets there. Josh Lemieux battling Weimer now. Weimer in the corner. Kicked it free to Janney. Janney behind the net. 2-4 checkers. It's out for Joyce. Joyce crunches Chelios. And the puck back to Weimer to start the play. Weimer around for Kental. Kental to Neely. Neely off the board to Janney. Breaks with Joyce. Crisscrossing. Janney holds. Broken up. Canadiens a quick breakout. And coming hard over the line, it is Gilchrist. Gilchrist pokes it in deep. Keane can't get it. Janney back to cover. 2-0 Boston. Janney to Neely, who has scored a goal. Neely back in the center ice to Janney, and that play didn't work. Puck cleared in. Bruins want a change-up. But Neely stays out there. Janney goes off. Lefebvre breaks back. Could be icing. Bruins have to get there. They do. Just barely.
Mike Keane was grabbed, or he would have prevented the icing.
Icing and holding?
Oh, yeah.
A lot of interference gets let go in hockey. I know a lot of fans are saying to themselves, gee, that was interference. You're not allowed to touch anybody without the puck. Now,
that was just a full-out grab.
You know, in football, basically, anytime you can call offensive holding, you know, defensive holding, you can call holding every play. So, interference is something that if you're looking for a call, it's easy to call.
The Canadiens have picked up their checking game, especially in the Bruin end, and the Bruins have not responded that well. It's almost like they're back on their heels.
They just collapsed down on their goaltender for 2 periods.
This face-off kept in by Hogwood. Hogwood, Burridge can't get a handle to it. Bob Sweeney can't get it. And Richer, they've got to keep an eye on him. He slides it in. Going for it, LeBeau. That's first on it, Wesley. Wesley up to Sweeney. Sweeney lost it, kept in. Wesley breaks it up again on LeBeau. Bob Sweeney out this time. Intercepted by Corson. Corson back to flip it in on Lemlin. Drops it off for Hogwood. To Sweeney. In the center to Carpenter. Carpenter a long drive wide of Haywood. Almost the 4-minute mark of the third period. 2-0 Boston. Burridge, Bob Sweeney fighting to keep it in. The Canadiens control. Lume starts it back. In the center ice, Corson able to get it. He's stopped by Wesley. The puck in deep. Back for Hogwood. Hogwood around the boards. Bob Sweeney plays it back the other side. Wesley up for Burridge, who has scored a goal along with Cam Neely. That's been the scoring in the game in the first period. Neely's a power play. Boston 24 shots, the Canadiens 16. Bork breaks it up, center ice, away to Weimer. Ray Bork again. Almost lost it to Gould, but Gould breaks up the right side, breaking with Crawford, going deep on Lefebvre. In deep, digging at the backboards, overskates it. Chelios takes over. Chelios is checked. Sameta kept it in. He's hit by Walder. With it, Crawford to Gould! Save! Hayward! Oh, great play. Crawford to Gould, and the shot right on. Great stop by Brian Hayward. Back at center ice, it is Bork. Sameta controlling it. 5 minutes played, third period, and a 2-0 Boston lead. And the Bruins are forced back by the forechecking of Portnoy. Finally, they get it to Sameta. Sameta to Gould. And Gould and Crawford combine nicely for a good scoring bid. Hayward, excellent stop. Chelios starts it out. Intercepted Janney. Janney over the line. In shot. Save Hayward. Beautiful break-in by Janney. And a great stop by Hayward. Pass in front. Janney trying to get it. It's tied up by Hayward as Joyce centered it. Boston leads 2-0. Back in a moment.
Never thought I'd see the Canadiens stand around in their own end in the third period of a game that they're still in, Derek.
Right here, no one picks up Gould right in the middle of your screen. Right there, he snaps off a quick shot. And that's just from standing, waiting for somebody to get the puck. Craig Janney sneaks up on the blue line. They're trying it up the middle. They don't like the boards that often. Janney steals, drags it, tries to tuck it back upstairs. Just didn't get it high enough. Hayward's got the blocker on it. And that was the side that he's weakest.
Mike Milbury has Joyce playing with Neely and Janney. That's been the pattern for just about all night. Joyce, the left winger on the line. Neely, a good punching hit indeed on Lume. Fights for it on the boards with Joyce. Joyce has it. Gilchrist after him, and he runs into Newell. Referee. Trying to get it free. Lume looking for a face-off. Neely digging for it. Dig behind the net. Neely spins it off. Gets it away to Peterson. His quick shot is wide. Lume has it. Around the boards it is. Bruins keeping it in. Janney covering at the points. Working it in front. Broken up on the play. Martinson works it out to Lume. Up for Gilchrist. Gilchrist with Keane. Slides it in wide. Behind the net. It is Lemlin trying to move it out. Up for Joyce. Joyce able to clear it out to center ice. Janney starts to play again. Off for Kental. Kental, a long shot on Hayward as Boston changes up. 13:35 left in the third period. 2-0 the Bruins. Martinson, a long lead pass. It is broken up by Wesley. Carter winding up in the zone. Wesley away on the far side to Hogwood. Hogwood breaks over the line. Holds. Gives it off a lead for Duras. Duras hit by Lefebvre. Heavy action in the corner. Bobby Smith there. Gould trying to make the play. Check. Carter spins in the zone. Bruins keeping it in territorially in that Canadian end. Third period. Gould comes off. Moves for a backhander in front. Intercepted by Chelios. He leads the rush. Chelios creating a 3-on-2. Off to Josh Lemieux. His shot wide. The long rebound. Smith can't hold it in. Lefebvre right back to Josh Lemieux. Lemieux checked by two Bruins. Broken up by Sweeney. Sweeney over the line. Looking for a pass off for Burridge. Burridge to Carpenter. Carpenter a shot on, a save. The rebound, Ray Bourque moves in. Keeps it in. Away from Lefebvre. Behind the net to Carpenter. Trying to drop it in front. Can't do it. Checked by Chelios. Now to Burridge off the corner. He is bucked. Penalty on Smith. Power play ball.
Well, Randy Burridge helped that call along.
No, I think it's going to go to Bobby Carpenter.
2-0 Boston. Back in a moment.
I was wrong. Bobby Carpenter got away with this. As this play develops, Bobby Smith is going to end up hooking Burridge. Now, when he turns around right there goes Carpenter behind you, tripping Chelios. And Carpenter went, oh, no. And he got away with it. He was so intent on the puck and Burridge, that's all he saw. The Bruins got a break there. They both should have been in the box, Carpenter and Smith.
Shots at 29 Boston, 16 for Montreal. Montreal outshot the Bruins in the second period, 10-8. Boston outshooting Montreal first period, 15-5. Carpenter is out with Burridge and Sweeney, Ray Bourque and Glenn Wesley. The Bruins with a power play goal by Cam Neely and a late score in the first period by Randy Burridge. They lead 2-0. Face off to the right of Hayward, and Ryan Walter will take it. He has been used sparingly by Pat Burns. Ryan Walter. A lot of service by Brent Gilchrist. Bruins get the draw. Back to Wesley. Wesley a shot, the save. Touching on the rebound, Carpenter, and he misfired and went high. And he is knocked down on the play. A lost stick by Walter, and they are shorthanded. Bruins trying to capitalize. Sweeney with it. Back to Bourque. Back for Sweeney. Walter without a stick. Walter watching Wesley in support. Bourque shot is blocked, kept in by Burridge. Burridge trying to make a play on the boards. Gets it to Carpenter. Carpenter swinging in front. Right in front. Shot. Save. And he is upended for his trouble. And Hayward able to tie it up.
Good power play. Good movement, good pressure.
It always helps to have an extra body out there without a stick, but Bruins moved it well. Bobby Carpenter seizes the opportunity. If you're going to give it to me, I'm going to take it. He knows he's going to get hit. Went 5-hole again, and Hayward just closes up his legs. Watch Hayward's legs. Now I'm going to keep him closed. Now, quick. Drop the knee down, shut it off.
Face off in the Montreal zone, 11:52 left. In the third period, Boston leading 2-0, and the Bruins now up to 31 shots to 16 for the Montreal Canadiens. Mike Milbury sends out Janney, Joyce, and Neely, and holds with Wesley and Bourque inside the line, and Chelios taking time to get a new stick and get a second breath. He has played a lot of hockey for the Montreal Canadiens.
Craig Janney on the face-off with Gilchrist. Gilchrist, who has just had a phenomenal night on the draws against Carpenter and everyone else. Janney has beaten him a couple of times. It's the only one. There's another one for him.
Canadians win it. Chelios clears it. Gilchrist probably has not lost a face-off at either end in the game. 1:15 left on the Boston power play. Janney to Neely. Neely knocks it back, and the Bruins have to regroup. They're ahead 2-0, and they, of course, do not want to allow a shorthanded situation, but passing it down. Bourque to Wesley. Wesley over the line. Let's go. The shot deflected high. The rebound, Janney. Off the board, spinning to Bourque. Back to Janney. Janney had trouble with it. Now plays it back to Bourque again. Bourque check. Broke broken up by Gilchrist. Neely able to keep it in. Neely fakes back to Janney. Janney follows up, walks in, and misses. A wrist shot high and wide. Wesley for Janney. Janney trying to set up Wesley, but he had gone to center ice. 25 seconds left on the power play. Ray Bourque over the line. Shot and a save, Hayward. As Bourque ripped that off from the right wing side. 21 seconds left on the power play.
Well, that was a good snap wrist shot.
Almost fooled him, too. He didn't get a chance to react on it, really. Ray Bourque looking for options. Montreal playing very well defensively in the power play. She kind of shut them off. He says, okay, I'm going to try a shot. Uh-oh. Now, Hayward says, I think I got it, but I'm not going to move my legs at all.
The frozen statue.
Yep. Whoop. It's somewhere.
Mike Milbury, as the Bruins called up John Carter, playing him with Gould and Duras. Gould on the faceoff, wins it for Bourque again, who stays out there. Off for Carter. Carter for Bourque. Canadians have everybody covered. Heavy action in front. Back to Bourque, almost lost it, gets it away from Carter. The shot, the save, the rebound. Off to the board. Gould there. Can't set up for it. And the penalty just about up. It is up. Out comes Smith. Lefebvre has it for Montreal. For Chelios, he wants to regroup, so he ices it. 10:13 left. Third period.
Now you look at the Montreal roster and you see Bobby Smith and you see Ryan Walter. You say, gee, there's two guys that you would think would assume that captain's role, but the team voted Chris Chelios.
Norris Trophy and all those things. He's a Canadian. You know, Bobby Smith.
Hey, we want to invite you to join us next Monday night at 8 o'clock for the Monday Night Quarterback Show, as we'll be broadcasting live out of Champions, as we always do. Fred Marion, Patriots free safety, will be along, and we do believe that Doug Flutie will also be one of our guests. That's 8 o'clock next Monday night for the Monday Night Quarterback only on NESN.
Great show, too, Dave. You did a great
Thank
job.
you. Thanks, Turk. There's Gary Jeter. He was on our very first show of the season.
Got season's tickets out of it, did he?
To what, Patriot games or Bruin games?
Bruins games in the press box.
Gould gets the draw. Peterson, the shot. Fucking wide of Hayward, who is down in the corner. Alan Peterson trying to wrap it in. The Bruins battle to keep it in. See how this line fares against the Canadians, who of course are going to go all out in a scoring bid. Corson works it over the line, gets it away for a quick shot save by Lemlin, and the clear by Peterson. That was Richer with the shot, and he can score them. Ludwig keeps it in along the boards, gets it out. Peterson takes a high stick from Corson, is replaced on defense. Doris able to keep it in on the Canadian end. Lumi clears it around, and Gould, he's an excellent defensive player. He rattled as he kept it in, moved it to the corner, and the puck jammed up there, and a face-off call to the right of Hayward. 9:25 left, third period, 2-0 Boston.
Al Peterson took that stick in the right eye.
Right across the face.
Look at how wears contacts.
Right here. Carter takes out his man. Great play. Now Peterson gets it right across the eye. Kind of a fiberglass slide across the face.
Look at Corson, look across, wondering, did Newell see that?
Did he see it? Now that is not controlling his stick. He knew what he was doing.
Al appears to be all right, though. Trying to stay healthy this year. He got over the abdominal problem that kept him out of the lineup off and on a year ago, and worked hard this summer to get in shape and is ready to go.
And the line is Carpenter, Sweeney, and Burridge. Mike Milbury holding with this combination and using three lines in the game. Boston leads 2-0. Forechecking by Burridge. Puts a grab on Chelios. Bruins Wesley able to keep it in. Now it's knocked out, covered by Burridge. Great two-way play off of Sweeney. Sweeney on Lefebvre. Forced behind the net, trying to slide it. The front does. Canadians Walter gets it away. And Smith breaks it out. Offside to Walter, and a face-off inside the Canadian line, and we have just about 9 minutes left. Third period, 2-0 Boston.
Summer isn't over yet, not as long as you stay tuned for the 1989 Budweiser Pro Surfing Competition from Sebastian Inlet Beach in Florida. That's immediately following tonight's Bruins game. So put on your sunglasses and let the summer fun continue with pro surfing action coming up next on NESN.
Canadians are arguing about the call.
Bobby Carpenter's playing a great game physically. I mean, he's hit 4 or 5 great hits. Faceoffs are a little bit shaky, but I mean, it's doing a great job as far as chasing the puck down. Him and Walter, that was out a little set 2 there at center ice. They've been hitting each other all night.
Bruins with a trio of coaches. Mike Milbury, the head coach. Ted Sater on the bench. Gordy Clark in the press box. Or up high. Jimmy Eamer keeps it in. Fires one on. Loose puck. And Neely after it, but Hayward forced to cover up. Weimer gets rid of the puck. He is big, and he can add a lot to the Boston defense. He has played well.
Oh, I wonder what Cam and Ryan are having to chaw about.
The Boston line, Janney, Joyce, and Neely, said basically it is 3 lines being used by Mike Milbury, and he's sending out Carpenter, Burridge, and Sweeney now for the face-off in the Montreal zone. You talk about the injuries to the Montreal Canadiens, 4 key players out of the lineup, but the Boston Bruins seem to operate continuously with that situation. They started the situation, the season that way. And they are missing 4 players who were regulars last year. Burridge right on it. Burridge has been working hard all night. And Carpenter, too. Carpenter comes out with it. Drops it for Burridge. Burridge checked by Gilchrist. Gilchrist, a defensive specialist, and he's proved it here as Hayward ties it up.
There's Bobby Carpenter.
Has been protecting Randy Burridge all night. They love playing together.
Burridge victimized by a cross-check by Peter Svoboda. Got a 5-minute major and was kicked out of the game. With 3 seconds left in the first period, it occurred just after Burridge got the second goal of the game. Cam Neely got the first on a power play. The shots stand 34 Boston, 17 for Montreal, and basically the Bruins in this third period have kept the play at the Montreal end.
When you have Bobby Carpenter in a situation coming out of a high school, courage is not one of the things that you could ever knock him about. He played tough when he came out of high school. He's been playing tough all along.
He is waved out. Bob Sweeney has taken a lot of face-offs. Been a winger and a centerman. And he's in against Ryan Walters.
Bobby Sweeney was mentioning that last year he played Rover.
Wins it for Bork. The shot, the save, Hayward, the rebound. The save, Hayward, a big one on Carpenter. A great rebound bid by Carpenter. And away comes Chelios. So Hayward keeping it close at 2-0. And the Canadiens are very much alive with 8:18 left. But Babe on the left side, intercepted by Carpenter. Carpenter out for Sweeney. Sweeney looking for Burridge. Chelios breaks it up. Away comes Martinson, center ice. Back checking of Sweeney stopped the play. Now to Burridge, and they clear it out of the zone. Chelios back now for Gilchrist. Gilchrist away to Keane, a backhander. And that hit the post and the crossbar and go into the crowd.
Yeah, it did.
That was close and an uneventful play, a kind of harmless little curl and backhand, but I'm telling you, goaltenders cannot pick up backhand.
Watch this.
And I'm firmly convinced if you could develop a backhand as a youngster, you could really score some goals. Martinson wants to get things started here.
Reggie heard it hit the crossbar, but he didn't see the puck. He kept looking for it. Did it deflect over into the corner or along the dasher?
Well, he had to have a piece of it for the faceoff to be. Why would the faceoff be out there?
This is from behind the net.
It did hit the crossbar.
Gets up.
Yep, that's cleanly by Reggie and off the crossbar. Derek, I'm going to ask you, Bobby Carpenter, here's a guy, 4 straight seasons of at least 30 goals when he was in his prime. Why on this rebound did he not use a wrist shot to be able to control where he was going to put that shot?
I think he feels he can shoot the shot he did with complete control. He takes his time. He just wanted to get it up there. It was in the right direction, just that Hayward had missed his net, stumbled a little, and was covering the right side.
Well, a goal from Mike Keane would be a big bonus for the Canadiens. He's seen a lot of service. Just 16 goals last year. One of their defensive specialists. Here's Russ Courtnall. Picked up in a trade for John Kordic. A real steal for the Canadiens. As Kordic, their tough guy, went to Toronto. 7:30 left in the third period. And a clear out by Quintal. Hit the stick of Lume, so it is not icing. Wins forecheck. And force the errant pass, and Quintal gets it away now to Janney. Janney trying to work through. Look at that. Gilchrist starts the play off to Lume. Lume played in Finland. And away on the right side comes Gilchrist. Going in, and a great play by Neely. And tripping call.
Can't be tripping. He played the puck. He got the puck. Same one we saw in the playoffs against Glenn Wesley for a penalty shot.
Buffalo.
When you play the puck, it does not count. Bad call. 2-0. Time for break.
A diving play by Cam Neely. He knocked the puck away from...
All right, you be the referee. See if
Now,
Neely plays the puck first.
You hit the puck right there. Now he is eligible to triple.
No tripping there.
No tripping. No call.
Boy.
A little chant from the Garden crowd about Newell's
Heritage.
abilities, lineage, and heritage got him in a little bit of trouble. He's going, Neely's going,
Well, if you can read lips.
well, you can understand.
Cam didn't agree with the call at all.
Play on. Back to Richer. A shot. A save by Lemlin. Listen to the crowd.
Boy, this is like picking cherries. Watch this.
But Reggie gets to see it all the way. And like I say, you're not going to beat them very often.
The claw.
Wow. Snaked out the left hand. Away we go.
Bob Sweeney will take the faceoff as Corson won that one cleanly against Carpenter. And it's back again. One for the Canadiens. This time it's Chelios. The shot kicked out by Lemlin. Kept in by Josh Lemieux. Around the boards, it goes to Corson. Corson is hit by Wesley. Now LeBeau with it. The rookie in front. And a save on Josh Lemieux, who got a piece of it seems, right near Lemlin. And the Bruins clear it. 1:30 left on the Canadian power play. Boston leads 2-0, and this one went along the bench, I believe.
I was going to say somebody touched it. I thought it was just a great backhand out by Sweeney.
And the faceoff comes back in the Boston zone.
Reggie had a rough preseason. He was hurt. When he finally got a chance to play against the Rangers, he was bombed. And just a tough training camp. And meanwhile, Andy Moog seemed to be in regular season form.
Oh,
Reggie looked sharp tonight.
He's a veteran. He's got to see the puck. Montreal bench touched it, I think, Fred. That's why they're calling it back.
Chelios is arguing with Kevin Collins, and the faceoff is called in front of the Montreal bench. It was a clear by Boston, but it was the Montreal bench that touched it, so the officials say the faceoff there. Great for Boston, not on the Bruins' end. Pass across for Chelios. He belts it in around the boards. Wesley trying to clear it out. Check. Wesley plays it behind the net. Bork going for it. Overskates it, and the Canadiens have it. LeBeau moves it in front. Save by Lemlin! Great stop. Lemlin, 1:10 left on the Canadian power play. Bork checking forward. Breaking away, Richer. Richer right by. A shot. A save, Lemlin! And the puck loose. It's back to Chelios. A drive in front block. Lemlin, terrific. And the puck kept in by Corson. Corson hit by Peterson. Back in together. Josh Lemieux and LeBeau. Around from Corson. Corson checked by Gould. They battle. Still battle. It is back to Chelios. Across for Richer. They're right on him. He's shot front block. And Burridge gets it and clears. 38 seconds left on the Canadian power play. 2-0 Boston. 5:40 left in the third period. The Canadiens getting their chances. Here comes Richer. Richer drills it. Lemlin deflects it off on the side. Able to move it out and down. 20 seconds left on the power play. And Richer has been gunning at Lemlin. And he's been terrific. Lemlin. Back comes Smith. Smith breaks Breaks away from Carter. Works it over the line. Gets a screen. Moves in deep. Moves it behind the net. Loses to Janney, and Janney able to clear it. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. And the Bruins, Wesley, clears it down on Hayward. They kill off the penalty. The cheers for Lemlin. His Carter in front. Trying to sneak it in. The puck at the crease. Tied up for a face-off.
Boy, the crowd is into this hockey game. And that man is the chief reason why.
Rajan Lemlin. Cheers of Reggie.
Boy, Richer streaking down the left side, left Ray Bourque flat-footed.
Well, he caught him on an inside move. Ray lost the balance on the outside of the skate. This goes in front. Right there. Watch Ray Bourque's going to follow up. Ice it now. He's going to tap Reggie on the legs. Thank you, Reggie. Here's the big save. Right leg, gotcha. Goes behind him. Al Peterson poke checks it away. Great follow-up by Peterson. Ray Bourque expected Richer inside. You don't beat Bourque very often. Now it comes in, right leg, tricks it. Now it's going behind Lemlin. Peterson over the body and poke checks it away.
Every shot by Richer was a slap shot.
Yeah.
He was a 50-goal scorer 2 years ago, 25 last year, as Burns wanted defense. And he finally adjusted to it reluctantly. But, of course, Burns wants offense now. And it is Richer. He has been brilliant. Shot by Joyce and a save by Hayward. Joyce battles Loomy in deep. Around the board, Sweeney fighting for it. Carpenter and Smith. And Carpenter steals it. Can't set up a play. Walter able to clear it out of the zone. Backward, Bourque, over to Jim Weimer. Pulled up from Maine, drives it in wide. Bob Sweeney able to keep it in. Mike Milbury going with the 3-line situation. 4:30 left in the game. 2-0 Boston. The shots 38 Boston, 24 Montreal. Carpenter plays it behind the net. Bob Sweeney digs it out in the corner. Wheels in front for Carpenter, and it's just knocked away from him. And into the stands as Carpenter broke for the net.
Tonight's game is being brought to you in part by Budweiser, Beechwood aged, for that distinctively clean, crisp taste that makes Budweiser the king of beers. For all that you do, this Bud's for you. And by your New England area Century 21 offices. Put your trust in #1, Century 21. And by Nissan, building cars for people who want more than just a means of getting from here to there. Nissan, built for the human race. And by Sullivan Tire Family Car Care Centers, because family spirit is what Sullivan is all about.
Play on, Janney with it. In the corner. Trying to wheel and deal. Checked by Walter. Still has it. Works it almost in front. He spilled in the play, and Burridge keeps it in. Burridge in the corner. 4 minutes left. Now to Janney behind the net. Janney trying to get open and make the play. He is checked on the play. It's back to the right point. Kept in by Harwood. Fakes, passes, and it's deflected away. Broken up by Burridge. Burridge goes behind the net. Checked by Gilchrist. Broken up. At the point. Wesley able to keep it in. The shot goes wide. Backward Lefebvre. Lefebvre, the defenseman, moves it up now to Chorsky. Chorsky bothered by Burridge. Finally fires one in. Bouncing wide of Reggie Lemlin. All good. Moves it out. Neely in the center to Gould. Gould over the line. He is checked by Chelios. Chelios loses to Carter. Bruins attack and forecheck. Gould in deep. Throws a body check. It's knocked down in the play. Hauls Lefebvre down with him. 3:14 left. Carter breaks it up at center ice. Now Chelios with Duras right on it. Gets it away to Lefebvre. The Bruins are forechecking beautifully as they lead 2-0 after a sensational goaltending by Lemlin in a power play for Montreal. Duras back. The shot misses. A long one. On the rebound, it is Mike Keane. Under 3 minutes left. Shots are 38-24 for Boston. A 2-0 lead for the Bruins. And back goes Carpenter to break it up. Give it to Burridge, and he drops it in the Montreal zone. Ludwig is winding up for the Canadiens. Forechecking Carpenter. It's away to Corson. Corson checked by Bourque. Hauled down on the play. Oh, they let that one go. And he put a big grab on Corson. Back at the point, Ludwig can't contain it.
Corson had lost his balance long before Ray hauled him.
Weimer with it. Now to Burridge. Burridge broken up by Corson. Able to clear it out of the zone. Maybe icy. It is.
game is also being brought to you in part by Harvard Community Health Plan. Smart choice. Easy for me to say, right?
Yeah. Now watch Corson. He's got body position on him. Corson tried to fight him as much as he could, and by so doing, lost his balance. He could have called holding. At this juncture, I think you're going to let that go. That would have been in the first period. It would have been a penalty.
And the faceoff is to the left of Reggie Lemlin. Well, long road trip. Bruins games on TV 38. Visits to Montreal, Edmonton, Calgary, Los Angeles. Action on TV 38. And thanks to Ainsley Travel, Dan Franker, Judy Franker for arranging our fine schedule on the road. A lead now. Neely trying to break for it. All the way down. Lume after it. Trying to clear it out. Stopped by Joyce. Joyce moving up the boards. Checked by Corson. Still battle. Neely there. Bruins have the lead. They just want to keep the puck in the zone. On the board. Heavy battling there. Neely joins in. LeBeau with it. The rookie. Trying to clear it out. And they do. Richer knocked it away from Wesley to the Boston zone. Richer forechecking on Bork. Bork holding. Clears it out. Knocked back in by Chelios. Delayed call. Bruins able to work it up and out. Janney gets it to center ice to Joyce. 1:20 left in the game. 38-24 the shot for Boston. 2-0. The lead goes in the first period by Neely power play and by Burridge. Back comes Corson. Corson broken up by Ray Bork as Bob Sweeney covered it. And a penalty coming up now as Corson is ready to go at Bob Sweeney. Let's see just what player or players Newell is calling.
They both got to be going.
Shane Corson, Bob Sweeney. 1:08 left on the clock. 2-0 Boston.
Oh, he got Corson, and Bobby didn't retaliate.
Corson is out. That's it. And 1:08 left. It will be a power play for Boston. They have the 2-0 lead. And they'll be most conservative on it. Mike Milbury has stayed with 3 lines. John Carter called up, has taken a regular shift and done
very well.
Considerable penalty killing. Jim Weimer has been a big addition. Ray Neufeld just played a couple of early shifts. He too was called up from the Maine Mariners. Pat Burns, the coach of the Montreal Canadiens.
And a 10-minute misconduct at 18.
Corson, 18:52. 2 minutes for slashing.
Well, that verbal abuse of the referee, Dave Newell, will cost him a few dollars. That misconduct penalty goes in the coffers of the National Hockey League.
And it is Smith and Courtnall out there, Boston. Mike Milbury has Carpenter, Burridge, and Sweeney. They've operated as a line. Puck is cleared. Lemlin blocking it for Bork.
1 minute left in the period.
1 minute left in the game. 2-0 Boston. Wesley carries it out. Carefully away to Carpenter. Carpenter to Burridge. Burridge going deep. Checked by Smith. Gets it around to Carpenter. Carpenter to Sweeney. Off the boards for Wesley. The shot. The save. Hayward. It's up to 39 shots by the Bruins. Smith clears it away. Bruins control it carefully. And it's away to Carpenter. Carpenter over the line. Left wing side. A shot. The save. That's number 40. As Carpenter puts it on net. Wesley able to keep it in. 24 seconds left. Canadiens trying to wrap it up and out. Chelios finally gets it away to Lefebvre. Long shot blocked by Bork. Bork center ice to Gould. What a terrific forward Bobby Gould has been acquired from the Washington Capitals. 7 seconds left. The cheers for Lemlin.
Reggie, this is the last time the Boston Bruins shut out the Montreal Canadiens was in 1970. That's a good sign.
Mike Milbury with a word for Bobby Carpenter. And the Bruins with a salute to Reggie Lemlin. He was called upon particularly in the third period on the Canadian power play and earlier as Stéphane Richer with that gunning shot had at least half a dozen shots.
He certainly deserved his shutout. Bobby Carpenter, excellent game. Greg Janney, Randy Burridge, John Carter.
And so the final score, Boston 2 and Montreal nothing.
Final score, Game 3 of the regular season for the Bruins, and the first of 8 that we'll see between Boston and Montreal. That's during the regular season, of course. The Bruins win it 2-0 over the Montreal Canadiens, and this is NESN's Bruins Instant Replay. 13th year in the National Hockey League for Reggie Lemelin now. That was his 10th career shutout tonight, his 4th with the Bruins. He had none last year, but in his first year with the Bruins had 3. That was in the 87 and 88 season. Reggie may well have earned himself a start in the game on Wednesday night up there at the Forum in Montreal, because Milbury has said that he has probably going to have a tendency to go with the hot goaltender. And on the strength of the 60 minutes that Reggie Lemelin put in tonight, he is that. It's been a long time, a regular season win for the Bruins over Montreal. It was February of 1988. That was 2 seasons ago. Canadiens came into the game tonight unbeaten in the very young season. They had allowed only 2 goals in their first 2 games. So what happened? The Bruins scored twice in the first period alone. The first one was another power play goal, which at this point was all the Bruins had scored through 2+ games. Cam Neely gets it. The assist went to Janney and Bork. The next one with just 3 seconds left in the period.
Breaking out, 12 seconds left with Burridge. Bruins on the attack. Back for Janney. Janney across. A shot by Neely, and it's blocked. And it's done to the defenseman. Another shot. A score by Burridge. Burridge with 3 seconds left. Pokes it home, and the Bruins lead 2-0.
That was after the first period of play. Now, the Bruins lost a chance for number 3 when Bobby Carpenter was called offside on this play. Shouldn't have been, because Montreal defender had touched the puck with his stick. But, hey, and Carpenter never gets the shot away. First start of the season in goal for Reggie Lemelin, who appeared to have a little good fortune working for him here. 2 chances by Brent Gilchrist, with Lemelin apparently down and out. Canadiens come away empty, still a 2-0 Boston lead. New coach Mike Milbury looking on to a 2-goal Boston lead, getting deep into the second period now. Montreal goes to the power play. They got a couple of good drives from the point by Stéphane Richer from the right side. One Lemelin save, back to Richer for another, and another stop by Lemelin to keep it at 2-0 Bruins. Late second period, fine play by Ray Bork. First with the sweep check, then follows it up and effectively blunts that Montreal scoring thrust. Bruins got a power play chance in the third. Ray Bork guns one at the goal, and Hayward is there holding the post to make the stop. Still 2-0 Boston. Bruins were getting their chances. The board shows the big Boston shots on goal advantage midway in the third. The Bruins, though, were looking to get another one.
Wins it. Bork, the shot, the save, Hayward, the rebound. Carpenter.
And here's the Lemelin save that got the Reggie chant fired up for the first time in 89-90. Great glove save. Lemelin made a couple of others, too, before the hockey game was over.
Left on the Canadian power play. For checking Burridge. Breaking away, Richer. Richer right by. A shot. A save, Lemelin.
Which was pretty much the story of the night. Reggie Lemelin gets the shutout. The Bruins get a 2-0 win. Very big over the Montreal Canadiens. The Bruins have been getting the shots on goal all season long so far. 3 games, admittedly. 43 in the first game, 39 in the second, and another 40 shots for the Bruins tonight. Big goal by Randy Burridge back in the first period. Also got whacked in the snout on that play. And he is Dave Shea's guest back at Boston Garden. Dave with Randy Burridge.
All right, Tom, thank you. Kind of a stiff price to pay for your first goal of the year. You did finally ring one up, but you lost your good looks at the same time.
Things like that happen. You know, you got to stand in there to make the good shot, and I knew the guy was coming, but he took a pretty cheap shot, and it was good to see him get thrown out of the game. He should have even got more than that.
Well, that means you won't get a chance to see him Wednesday in Montreal, will you?
I don't know. I'm sure he's playing, so maybe I'll keep his head up. I'm not going to do nothing dirty, but if I get a chance, I'm going to line him up good.
Well, you guys kept the pressure on Brian Hayward throughout the game, and Reggie did the rest.
Reggie played great out there. You know, our forechecking was doing really well. We hemmed him in a lot, but Reggie came out with the big saves at the right time.
You know, we've been wondering through the first couple games of the season, Randy, after such a great season last year, you reached the 30-goal plateau. Everybody looking to you, along with Cam and maybe CJ, to start fast. Were you thinking a little bit too much about trying to get open to score?
Yeah, I think so. You know, I was thinking more on scoring the goal instead of doing the work for it. And I talked to a few people, and I just calmed down myself, and I concentrated more on working hard tonight. And I was getting to the puck much better tonight, and the chances were there.
How about playing with Bobby Carpenter? It seems that Bobby can feed off your energy, because certainly you have the energy pack on that line.
Oh, yeah, Bob Sweeney, too. You know, all three of us were working really hard tonight. You know, we complement each other really well out there. We were, you know, I was working hard, and when I was done working, another one of us was moving in and taking the puck, and that's the reason why we hemmed them in all night.
Let's take a look at your goal, which was the second of the first period, and turned out to be the one that really clinched things. It made it tough for Montreal to come back.
Yeah, I knew they'd turn it over, so I was just going to the net for the rebound. I knew Craig had it, and the shot came, and it was deflected, and I was going to go get it, but I seen West coming in, so I just held my position, and I was just waiting for the pass. I was going to tip it right away, but it was on my backhand, and it was jammed into me, so I just waited, and I just wanted to get it up top.
And then the cheap check from the cheap check, huh?
Oh, yeah. That was definitely a cheap check. I knew my tooth was gone as soon as I got hit.
Well, you can always put that back in, but I don't know what you can do with the nose.
Oh, that's for sure. I was going down there. I wanted to make sure I kept the tooth, and so I put my hand on my mouth, but I was happy to get the goal.
Yeah, you got to be tough to play this game. Stump, good to have you on. Congratulations.
Thanks a lot, Dave.
That's Randy Burridge. And Tom, let's go back to you before we talk with Reggie.
All right, thank you, David. 2-0 the final score. We're going to check in, of course, with Fred Cusick and Derek Sanderson one more time at the Garden, too. You're watching Bruins hockey on your New England Sports Network. Bruins with a 2-0 win over the Montreal Canadiens at Boston Garden tonight. Andy Moog had been in goal for the Bruins in the first two games of the year, had beaten Pittsburgh and then lost the game up in Quebec City to the Quebec Nordiques. So Reggie Lemelin with his first chance between the pipes for the Bruins in the game against Canadiens tonight, and made it a memorable one, a shutout. Back to the Garden, Dave and Reggie.
All right, Tom, thank you. Reggie has all his teeth, and he said no more nose conversation tonight. I'll tell you, you had a nose for the puck all night tonight, sir. You certainly played well your first time out.
Yeah, I felt good tonight. Obviously, I got a lot of help. They had some injuries, and we played a Bruin game tonight, a good blue-collar game, you know, physical, and worked hard, and it was nice to see.
Well, it's kind of ironic that a year ago you played 40 games, not a single shutout. You had some tough luck in that regard. Here you had an injury during training camp. It slowed you down, and I wasn't sure how sharp you were going to be tonight, and you come out of the box and put a shutout on the board your first time out.
Well, I'm sure to get one this year, right?
That's safe now.
Yep.
You feel sharp right from the start?
I felt good. I really good 3 days ago was when I started to get my everything together. Before that, my feet were in cement a little bit. You know, it's just not having a chance to play a lot in preseason, and with all the traveling we didn't practice, and that was tough.
Yeah, well, let's take a look at some of the stops you made tonight, because you were tough, and this is all second-period action. Stéphane Richer, who you saw a lot of tonight.
That was all on the power play. They got 3 good shots in a row, I believe, but we kept them on a long range, and I got to see the puck pretty well, and when you can see the puck, it makes your job a lot easier.
Yeah, especially this will be Chris Chelios who will fire one in.
A little bit of traffic on this one, but I was able to see it. Nobody was able to tip it. Ray doing a great job just containing, I think it's Carson there.
Yeah, you mentioned most of the shots, especially from Richer, came from long distance. There was one there in the third period with Jocelyn Lemieux standing right out in front. He was fed from behind the net, and I don't know if it was reaction on your part or if he hit you, but it was a bang-bang type of play.
Yeah, on this particular play, I remember, I knew there was a guy in front, and when I saw the pass, I knew that we were kind of beat. So usually what you do is you just drop and try to cover all the bottom of the net as much as possible, and they lift it. Usually because it's a bing-bang play, they don't think of lifting the puck. They just want to shoot it quick, try to get it through your legs or something like that. So lucky for me, they did shoot low, and I made the save.
There always seems to be a power play from Montreal when you least want to see one, like the closing minutes of a game, and the call on Cam, a poor call.
It was a rough one. I think Cam made a tremendous defensive play. It reminded me of 2 years ago when Glenn Wesley had made a similar play in the playoffs against Buffalo in overtime, and it led to a winning goal. And this is the same play when the puck is hit first and then the feet goes after on the follow-through. There is no penalty.
Well, it seemed to be all Stéphane Richer on that power play. He must have peppered 4 or 5 shots on you, and one of them almost trickled through.
Yeah, he came, he got a loose puck there, and he came inside the blue line, and I kind of anticipated a low shot because I dropped first, and it did, you know, and had the puck and just squirted a little bit on the left side. I thought I had it underneath me, but Al Peterson, Johnny on the spot there, just tipped it away before they could put it in. So I did have a lot of help from my defenseman tonight. That's one example, and I think Jim Weimer made a great save in the second period on an open net.
Well, nice way to start what is going to be now a 6-game road trip, beginning with these fellows again in their building on Wednesday. Do you expect to get the call again Wednesday night, Reg?
We'll wait and see. I don't want to speculate, and I mean, I'm just going to play them one at a time.
Well, Montreal hosting Boston Wednesday night. It could be Reggie, it could be Andy. In any event, nice momentum to take on the road. Reg, congratulations.
Thank you, Dave.
Tom, back to you.
All right, David, power play numbers tonight. The Bruins had 6 chances and scored 1 power play goal. Canadiens were 0 for 4 in their opportunities. The Bruins win it by a score of 2-0. Back with the Somerville Lumber play of the game and with Fred Cusick and Derek Sanders. So Bruins hockey continues here on your New England Sports Network. Tonight's Somerville Lumber play of the game, and you have already seen it a couple of times. Stéphane Richer of the Montreal Canadiens breaks down the left wing side, unleashes a low, sizzling shot. Lemelin gets a piece of it, but it lays there for an excruciatingly long period of time. Al Peterson dives in, knocks it away, and saving the shutout, as it turns out, for the Bruins and for Reggie Lemelin. The Bruins with the 2-0 win. And the Bruins have played very well in their 2 Garden starts so far this year, and that's good to see, because it has been a while, really, since the Bruins have really been dominant playing on their home ice. Final again was 2-0. Reggie Lemelin with his first save since the season 2 years ago, his 13th overall. We go back once more to Boston Garden to Fred Cusick and Derek Sanderson.
Thank you, Tom. Injuries are part of the season. The Bruins have had their full share over the years, and they started off the season with 4 injured players. The Canadiens with some injured players, key players, 2 missing here, but you can't have mercy on them.
None whatsoever. It's part of the game, injuries. Bruins last year struggled through about 3 months of the season without 3 of their top 5 defensemen, and had 4 at one point. It's just too difficult. We went into Montreal, we lost 3-2, and you lose 3-1 here, and we put up a game effort, but still the 2 points went to Montreal. Tonight, reversal. Montreal had a few injuries. We've got Berkeley and Telvin and Galley out, so we were injured too.
Also, Ken Linsman on the sidelines, of course. And you look at the depth, and you go to Maine, you get Weimer and Carter. They're going to stay. They were a factor tonight.
Well, that was the big thing in training camp. When I went down to Wilmington and visited, I talked to the guys, talked to Harry and the scouts, Bob Tyndall and Bart Bradley, and they was just saying, geez, we got a lot more depth than we ever had. We can reach down to Maine now and come up with some tremendous talent that not only can hold the fort, but can take it to people. The minor league system implemented years ago in Portland, Maine, they're starting to produce now. You're going to put some players that can come up here and fill in these spots.
And some free agent pickups. Gould, Duras, they were factors too. They kept the play for a good part of the game in the Montreal half of the ice, and the Bruins won it 2-0. Here's Tom.
All right, Fred, Derek, thank you. I'll be back, and we'll get a quick look at the one other game in the National Hockey League tonight. Vancouver and the Islanders next. You're watching Boston Bruins hockey on NESN. Only other game in the National Hockey League today or tonight was in Vancouver. The New York Islanders and the Vancouver Canucks. It was a 5 o'clock start, Boston time. Vancouver and the Islanders were tied 1-1 at the end of 2 periods. Vancouver got a goal at 5:59 from Paul Reinhart to go up 2-1. And then starting at the 14:06 mark of the 3rd period, the Islanders scored 4 times in the next 4 minutes and 11 seconds of play. They win the hockey game by a score of 5-2. Now, the Bruins win tonight by a score of 2-0. You know what they have to do this year in order to be extremely successful is to score goals. Well, they have 8 goals in 3 games so far this season. Long term, of course, that is not going to be enough. They're averaging 40 shots per game, in fact, a little bit over 40 shots per game, but less than 3 goals per game. So, 2-1-0, no complaints at this point. They are going to need to score more goals than what they have so far. The Bruins will be on the road for a while now. Montreal, Edmonton, Vancouver, L.A., Edmonton again, and Calgary before they get back to Boston Garden against the Nordiques. That'll be on October the 26th. And in October, they play only 3 home games. 8 will be on the road. I'm Tom Larson, and that is Bruins Replay for this time. Once again, the final score, the Boston Bruins 2 and the Montreal Canadiens 0. NESN's next live Bruins telecast will be that game on Thursday night, October the 26th, when the Bruins get back to the Garden and face the Quebec Nordiques, live at 7:30, right after Bruins Digest, live at 7. It's the Bruins and the Nordiques on NESN, your New England sports network. We deliver. This has been an exclusive presentation of NESN, your New England sports network. We deliver.